Hello everyone, we're back. Sorry we're a bit late, we were talking, doing some fun stuff, waiting for some people. But we are back with session 66 of Echoes of the Forgotten. Everyone is here, just Mim is jumping in and out to do some things, IRL. And Kay's in Japan, so she's pretty much audio only. We're going to show her our side of the thing on Discord so she can see what's going on. But we're about to get it going. I think since we've joined a little late, Darian should just go right ahead. Tell us what happened.
Easy. Last time on Echoes, the gatekeepers arrived at their first destination, the support camp for the Amarisian army, which is currently setting up fortifications. After warding off unwelcome eyes and stealing food for the night, the party left to meet with Sylvia's contact and receive the final brief for their mission. The party was to enter the city of Samaria by being smuggled into the city in two of several provision carts that the Amarisian Empire was providing to the city, so that no civilians starve in this semi-siege. Before crashing for the night, some of the party split off to do some late-night scouting and managed to spot some notable locations both in and around the area. After a long rest, the group joins up with the wagon team, loads up into two of the four provided wagons, and they begin their journey forward. Reaching the gate, they manage to slip past the first group of guards who search the wagons half-heartedly. Once inside the gates, the wagons are separated as each is sent off once a new team is brought to drive the wagon, and the old team is taken away under guard. Akfa and Christine and Sylvie hid in the first wagon, had some bad luck while attempting to scout. Akfa was spotted by a Warforged guard. As it approached the wagon, Akfa leapt from his hiding place and made a distraction so Sylvie and Christine could escape. Running down the street, he ducked into a tavern full of people who all looked like they worked the same job, ran upstairs into an unlocked room, shushed the maid cleaning the room, locked the door, climbed out the window, and hid on the roof. As the Warforged guards and their reinforcements entered the bar, a fight seemed to have broken out, though it's clear the patrons were not winning. Sylvie and Christine escaped to the rooftops as well, and hid there while waiting for the right time to act. Zaz, Terra, and Xavier sat aboard the second wagon, and things took a turn right away, with Xavier just stepping out of the wagon claiming that he'd passed out drunk and asked to be let out of the city. Instead, the guards asked him to discard all of his weapons and armor and to be taken away peacefully. Right before reinforcements arrived to change that from a request to a demand, Xavier commanded the guard closest to him, then took off running. As the reinforcements prepared to give chase, Terra popped out the back, dropped a flaming sphere next to the wagon, turned into a cat, and disappeared into the crowd. Zaz also turned into a mouse, ran into an alleyway, turned back into himself, and summoned a cavalcade of giant centipedes in the street behind him before climbing to the roof and changing into another form. Xavier ran down an alley, yelled at a crowd he found about the giant bug attack, then ran away with them as he attempted to escape. Once he had a free moment, he dirtied his armor so he'd stand out less and continued on foot. Terra, Zaz, Sylvie, and Christine all regrouped on the rooftops above the commotion. With no way to directly contact Akfa and Xavier and no way to know where they are, we continue.
Alright, so we're gonna start off with our lonely hobgoblin boy, Xavier.
Hey.
At this point in time, you have left the group of people you were fleeing with. You've, as said, gone off to a bit of the alley to rub some dirt and stuff into your armor to make it shades different and try to pass it off as more guard armor that the people here have. As you look around, currently the area seems to be devoid of people and patrols. What exactly are you doing?
I'm going to quickly make my way around and try and clock some important buildings, such as guardhouses, to see where they are, and hopefully find where my friends are.
Alright, where are you going?
I think I'll go down this way.
Okay. Roll us a perception check, I guess.
Using me eyes, I have advantage.
Okay, with an 11, as you're looking around, you see that there is a guard down to the south. He seems to be walking north upwards towards where to the street above you where the others were going. As you glance along this area here, you don't really see anything of import in terms of these buildings. You notice there are a couple of doors posted within the wall itself that would act as maybe guard rooms to go onto the walls itself. But currently, there doesn't seem to be any major building that's like sticking out to you immediately as one of import of that.
I'm going to continue to do my best to stay hidden and clock guard rotations.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Blending in with the crowd.
Which crowd?
As best I can. As soon as I find one. If there is no crowd, then I will go find a crowd.
Yeah. Roll a stealth and make your path.
Could I roll performance instead?
No. I mean, what do you think, Darren?
You know, I'll say, given your goal is to mainly stay hidden by being part of a group, you can roll performance.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. What role are you trying to perform?
Guard.
Okay. So, yeah, show us where
You
you're
basically
walking.
just move yourself around.
You know what? This will be a fun time for this. 1 second. We want token lock. Alright, go ahead.
So your goal is to head back towards the main area where
Yeah.
everything went down.
As you,
Well, that's where everything went down.
yeah, that
Did
middle,
we?
this middle street's where everything went down.
Okay. Oh, in which case then I won't go that way. I
Like,
thought.
where there's a little box. I mean, that's where your wagon was when you guys had everything happen.
Okay. I'm gonna kinda go that way. I'm gonna go like back the way I came, but up this way.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you make me another perception check?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, with a 17. As you move up to the end of the street to start with, when you look back and you see everything going on, you notice that backing out of this area is a good idea. As you look down the street back towards where everything's happening, the wagon you were in, you can't see it anymore. And you see a gathering of like multiple squads of these Warforged with a handful of humans with them that are basically combing the area around here, talking to civilians. You see they've gathered a number of the like civilians who are in the area and are questioning them all separately. And in the process of like, you know, you're looking there, you look down the street and whatnot, you do spot someone right at the end of the street, just barely at the edge of sight, pointing up the street, like up towards the roofs, away from you. At the same time, you notice these groups of guards, as they finish talking, they start to coordinate and start spreading back out, kind of like they're doing a grid search. And that's the moment you notice it's time to skedaddle. So yeah, you move back down the way, up the street, and clear the area.
As you go around, you see a couple of the civilians you chafed off. A lot of them are running down this main road that you are currently on, up towards this area. You see a couple of them straggling and turning in the different directions that this road splits off to at the end of it. But there seems to be more of a commotion from what you can hear coming from going right on the road.
Going right. So if going this way, there's more of a commotion.
If you went straight up the road and then head right, there seems to be a lot of commotion going on.
Okay, I avoid that. So down that way is where the commotion is. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to instead of going up that way because I just need that. I forgot how to do pointer, so I'm gonna go up this street here.
Okay, so you continue moving towards the docks as you can smell the salt in the air more and more as you head this way.
Yes.
Alright, sticking with crowds and avoiding the guard patrols, you notice that there are not very many guards up where you are now, but that would make sense given how many groups you've seen down where the commotion happened. So at the moment, you can slip through and like a few people are noticing you. You're not hidden, you're being seen, but people are avoiding you. Like you're walking with the crowd, but like, you know, people are actively avoiding looking directly at you or talk, and no one's even tried to talk to you. It's because you're trying to play the role of a guard.
Anything else
Okay.
to do?
For now I'm gonna hang tight. I'm gonna continue walking down this road.
Yeah. Roll me one more performance check and one more perception.
Very nice.
As you notice, as you're like sort of heading up here more north, you notice that there's one or two people running further up the road that you were avoiding, heading like up here. You notice like someone at the end of the street's running up here, someone wearing a guard's armor. But that's all you can notice at the moment as you're blending into your world pretty well.
Okay.
We'll jump
Yep.
to the group then, I reckon.
Alright. First question, these center areas, like, between the blocks, so these are like mostly people's kind of like backs of the houses, like in
There's a bit of
between
a
each of
mix.
these houses, is there a way of being able to climb down, or is
So-
it sort of like tucked close to each other?
Some of the houses do go end to end and like do touch together. Every couple though, like every 4 or 5 houses, there is an opening where you can just walk between the two of them. Most of these openings are only big enough for like one person to walk down at a time. And these back areas are a mix of living spaces for some of them, rear fronts for shops where like there's storage and stuff outside for less, you know, not important goods. And some areas are even like rear seating or eating areas for like food or drinks.
They're
It's like a
mini
tavern.
courtyards everywhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Yeah, makes sense.
but yes, there's some places make more use of it than others.
Okay, well, I'm a roll of perception just to see how much I can see if there's an opening of us being able to get out of here. Maybe, say, across this, down into this alleyway, sort of hard to. How do you do drawing? I can't remember.
You can right click and go pointers. Or drawing, which is at the bottom of the selection.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Into drawing mode. We will go, say. Oh, who's doing that? That's not me. Who did the smiley face?
Me.
Say, I'd say like either across here, down here, and up here, or down like into this area. Like I'm sort of looking to see like if there's preferably to get the fuck away from this one block and up this way. But if it's too busy, maybe we could go into that area. So
Yeah.
I will roll.
Everyone give a perception check.
Before we go anywhere, I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. That is a good perception roll. At least one of us is doing our jobs.
Yeah, Sylvie, you look down into the group. I'll roll for Kay as well. It makes sense because she's
Yeah,
here
cool.
too. You look down into the center area, trying to find like some opening, to like, you know, making sure it's all safe to drop down. At the
Yeah.
same time that you like are looking in, you actually notice people filtering back into this area.
Okay.
Some are coming from the street like you're looking to leave from, and some are coming in from the other side, as this area, which was mostly deserted after Xavier's distraction, is refilling up with people. And it just gives you a moment where you're like, shit, like, is there a gap here? Is there somewhere to drop down? You're just not sure right now.
Yep.
Saz, are you gonna roll?
I just got rid of the map. How do I get that back up?
Double-click
not the
on your
map.
token on the combat tracker.
Oh, right, yeah.
Saz, are you
One
gonna
day
roll
I'll
perception
remember
or?
Perception?
leave-
Yep, right,
leave it to
sorry.
them? No, it's all good.
Okay, I think I've got most of my stuff.
You can always choose to not roll perception if you don't want to.
Okay.
But the other three of you, Tara, Christine, and Azaz, as you guys are looking around in your own ways, maybe you're following Sylvie's directive of like looking for a way to move on. The
Yep.
three of you, your attention's actually drawn back towards where the carts were, and you all overhear. Like Sylvie's moved a little bit away, so she doesn't hear this, but the three of you all hear people talking, and very clearly there's a couple people actually talking to some of the Warforged guards, and like one of the Warforged motions over one of the humans, and you hear very clearly them saying, "Yeah, there was this man. He just like climbed up onto the roofs over here," and like points up to the alleyway where Yuzaz escaped onto the rooftops. And the guard nods, looks at the Warforged guards, and goes, "All right, send runners. We're gonna need ladders." And you see a handful of guards run off down different directions in all different ways. Just like one or two dudes in each area.
We gotta get down. We gotta get down now.
They're definitely onto us at this point. We need to figure out what we're doing now and start doing it. There is a potential for me to be able to jump down, or if I can get to a point quietly, I can still alter my form potentially once more and do something in a way to push them to a different direction. Like say that I saw them in this direction and hopefully you guys go the other, or if anyone else got any other bright ideas, feel free to throw them out now.
What if we
think we
all
can do-
regroup down at the dock? That way we can reassess this with a level head.
I think we could use your charm. Maybe get into a house of some sort. But I agree, let's get out of here.
That
She points towards the alley that she was like looking at. The further we get away from this street, the better.
I agree, but I'm gonna hold out on that charm until needed.
Did
Understood.
we see kind of the direction that Xavier went and stuff?
You.
No? Okay.
My idea is to get
Oh,
away
like
from the main street and out towards the docks.
Back when Xavier at first made a run
yeah, that's
for
what
it,
I'm saying. Did you mean
you-
initially?
you guys saw him run down this street and then disappear into an alleyway. That's the last you saw of him. And same for
sure.
Sylvian, that you guys saw Akfa go into a building, and that's the last you guys saw of him.
He was on this main road.
I'm
and then
thinking
went
what
into the
Tara will
square.
do, since Tara is still a cat and she can kind of move discreetly across atop the roots and stuff. She might run around and look for Xavier and Akfa if she can find either of them and lead them sort of towards the docks where the others plan to meet up.
Okay. So yeah, Sylvie,
Right.
no Sylvie, Tara is going to jump down into the courtyard, I guess.
Yep.
And then the rest of you are leaping.
She
towards-
will run across the rooftop still,
Okay, yeah.
so she kind of has like an advantage point looking down as she moves around, but she is still just a cat, so
Alright.
it's not crazy suspicious.
If you want to mark your
Yeah.
path while the others formulate their plan, go ahead.
Did we want to
Yeah.
try to misdirect, or do you just want to stay hidden straight away and not bother?
I think staying hidden is the best bet. We
Okay.
have Inazaz with his magic, and as long as we get out of this area, we should be okay. I'm thinking this
Um,
way, and she like points towards this. Like,
I just need a bit of a refresher. Sorry.
Okay.
When all this went down, was there any people that looked like they could detect magic in an aspect?
None that you could tell initially. The only magical thing
Initially?
you saw going on was that each group of guards has someone who has this about probably like 3 or 4 inch cylindrical device that when they push, they just like point it in the air and they pushed what seemed like some kind of activation on it. but you guys couldn't see anything occur from that. I think someone succeeded in an Arcana check to realize it's some form of like silent warning they're sending out to call in more guards. So
Okay, that's
they have a way to secretly call more people to an area without you knowing.
Yeah, it was a pretty hectic situation, so you couldn't really determine if anyone had like magical sensing capabilities.
At least under the current assumptions now, nothing seems to be too dissimilar to normal. Am I still in my altered self thing?
As far as we know, you didn't transform or anything. You were just
At all?
hiding in the wagon.
That's fine. In that case, then I think I am probably the path that we're taking, alley path. Does it look like there are people going from at all, or no?
There's people everywhere. Like
Everywhere. Okay.
now that people are filtering back into this area, there's clearly a crowd of people who left here that are now returning slowly.
Yeah.
So there's almost constant foot traffic.
I want to still probably use an alter self to change my appearance and hope that that can actually, like, I play off my sneaking around as more casually moving in, but in and out of places while still following a rough path. I'll do that. I'll use a second level slot, and I'll alter self to look. What am I noticing the most around here?
It's the usual. Mostly it's humans and genasi, as they're the most common in the region. There are more humans than, like, unlike other parts of the world where there's, like, in Gizlane there's more genasi than humans. Here there are more humans than genasi.
There's also quite a splattering of the Druckers of
Everything else.
the Union races.
Okay.
Since it's very close to the Union, there seems to be a decent amount of Dragonborn and Kobold and the like. Like, still
In
the
that case, I
minority,
think,
but also the...
Yeah, but same. It'd be about similar to like Genasi and all that.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll probably do something a bit different for the fun of it. I'm gonna take on an altered self appearance of a. Let's go with Copper Dragonborn.
All right, you turn into a copper you change your appearance to that of a copper dragonborn.
Yeah, it's like slowly, just like scales, like just appear, like starting from the hand, going up, going down, like the face and like sort of structure changes. The tail kind of changes its like shape entirely. And I'm gonna stick with a very petite, feminine-ish, very feminine like appear of a dragonborn. But yeah, as much to keep kind of a difference in appearance, I'm gonna try to use that as like a little help to myself to try to sneak around, but more focusing on that sneaking aspect of just not seeming like I'm trying to be suspicious as much.
Yeah, have
Yep.
a roll stealth check.
If there's any way I
Have
can...
a trace on us?
What?
Do we have that pass without a trace on us?
Yeah, that's casted it. Tara, you don't need to roll that because you're leaving the group, but also you're a cat.
Now,
And if you wanted to roll performance as well, you can, but you will not have the bonus 10 to
the pass without a trace. Yeah. What's my performance again, Darren? Just for curiosity.
Oh, roll.
I think it was like a not proficient, right?
Yeah, you're not proficient.
So 23.
Yeah, then I'll just go. I'll just go with stealth and use the thing that I have as a fallback.
22.
Fucking hell.
That's with the plus 10. The bonus.
17 for Christine.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's not too bad. We'll be alright.
Yeah, 23 for Sylvie's pretty good.
At least if I'm caught, I can just kind of play it off, so that's fine.
Yeah, so the three of you move to a bit of an area and you're dropping down off the roofs.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
the
that's probably
idea
the
was
best idea.
to get
Just stick to
to,
the shadows
like,
and alleyways.
try to find. So I'm thinking like, if there's a way to get down from that's hard to like from into the courtyards and then like
Oh my chaos thing.
say like down one of the little like one walkway cracks there, and then just try to sneak across instead of getting down off the roof right in this main walkway here where like there's probably going to be a bunch of people that'll see us, if you know what I mean.
There's no
No, yeah.
real like ladders or anything to get onto these roofs, so it'll just be using parkour. May have things that are there to jump down regardless. So yeah, in the courtyard you can find your way to sort of climb your way down without it being a jump.
And if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, Zaz, you're currently disguised self as the dude you got your orders from back in the support camp.
That is correct.
Cool. So yeah, the three of you descend from the rooftop with the pass that a trace. Like the shadows seem to cling to you a bit more. People just unconsciously turn their heads away from you slightly as you drop down, and you're able to all descend off the rooftops without being directly spotted. You like drop into like this back courtyard of a shop, like hide it with a few boxes and like a little like tiny privacy fence to kind of give you a bit of cover, and then you slip. You can easily slip out onto the streets.
Awesome. So my idea was to, but what we were trying to head to the docks was the sort of idea that Inazaz had, which is a pretty good idea. So I'm assuming we go character like there, here, just sort of double check what's along this road here, and then maybe like that.
Yeah.
Depending
So you go on
how
kind of the
things are
most
looking.
direct road.
What's everyone else thinking? Like, we prefer a
sounds fun.
different approach. I feel like
The most
that's,
direct sounds
like,
about right.
because if we're going the other way, like say up the road a little bit, that's going back towards that main road again, and that's. I feel like we want to try and keep as far away from that main road as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
You all begin making your way across. We'll have you all roll perception once more, just for like a street view, as opposed to the
Yep.
the roof above. Just see what your stuff is. I might delete.
I'm
Inazaz,
rolling like shit now.
because we'll just keep you on the Sylvie token unless you're splitting up. You can also roll a perception, yeah, because you're doing your own separate search.
Yeah, definitely.
I forgot about tides. I
like-
thought I had tides.
Oh no, that was only a 20. That sucks. Good roll.
So you
Yeah,
guys
that's
all you
everything.
drop down, you start moving. As you're keeping an eye out, you see those like the guys who the Inazaz you guys saw running off. You see them actually returning with like 2 or 3 people in plain clothes. Each group is carrying like 2 ladders with them as they're heading back. And as you look down like one of the streets, you notice that some of the guards that were back on the corner where you first saw them have spread out a lot more. As it looks like, they're starting to spread out across the city, and they set up ladders on rooftops and start climbing to the roof. Like 1 or 2 dudes start climbing up onto the roofs in each section as they've begun to search the rooftops around that area. Terra, you take off as a cat. You jump across the roof. You head on down up towards where the commotion happened that you were not witness to for Sylvie, Christine, and Akva's cart. As you get to the corner to look up the street where unidentified creature 20 is, you do notice in front of this one building is a large number of people who are all like basically sitting in the street with their hands manacled behind their back. Like about 20 or so people all like sitting just against one of the buildings with their hands manacled. And there's a good 3 or 4 squads of Warforged just wandering the nearby area. At the same time as you getting here, you see this what looks like a young woman, like a maid of some sort, talking to a human guard, one of the human guards, but you're too far away really to know what they're saying. You don't spot Xavier, you don't spot Akfer, and as you loop back around, you just see that, looping back down there, you see those same ladders being brought forward eventually. People start coming up to the roofs, but no one seems to give a cat a second look. Is there anything else you would like to do while you're wandering the rooftops? Sorry, I think we'll scroll up. Yeah, fair enough. So you're still looking for those 2, yeah. For now, you keep wandering. You haven't seen them, as the area you've searched, you've either not spotted them or you're looking in the wrong spots. You're not sure. But after wandering for a bit, you end up around near the docks where the others said they'd group. You've yet to spot the others. Akfer.
Yeah.
You're on the roof.
I mean, I was.
Yeah, you're on the roof. You're hiding up there. You've seen you watched as the Warforged proceeded to quell this slight brawl through various means of, uh, let's call it peacekeeping.
That's the perfect
Um,
time to not be here.
and yeah, you basically you just see people being taken out and starting to be like manacled in the street at this moment. What is your first thoughts?
Well, where I was hiding on the roof,
Mhm.
I do want to make it over to this spot so I can sort of see which rooftop across this, what looks like a longer street, is the closest.
Moving up to that area, it looks like if you were to like the jump directly across would be closer, but this is still like a road wide enough for two wagons to pass side by side.
Hmm.
So it is a long jump.
I would like to do a perception sort of down both sides to see if I spot any, what would you call them, the guards at all,
Yeah, go for it.
and to see how sort of clear the street is. I'm also want to know what the streets are made of. Are they paved or?
Well, yeah, most of these streets are paved. Actually, pretty much all these main roads are like paved with these very good-looking cobbles. While the weather it is middle of winter, the rain has made it so it's a bit muddy everywhere, but like it is a well-maintained city. With a 10, it's really hard to get your bearings on what's going on. There's a lot of commotion going on behind you, and you just can't really focus completely on the scenes around you. The streets are still teeming with people, especially these main roads. You actually see a wagon, not your one that has this weird scorch mark along the back of it, heading along to the right, like up this road, heading towards the eastern part of the city.
Like going through this bit or like further
Yeah.
up here?
No. Yeah, it's like passing by kind of where your second marker is now. It's heading. It's at the start of that, heading away from you.
Okay. You know what? We're gonna go for the jump.
About here. Yep. So you're gonna make the long jump north.
Let me see if I want to burn anything for this.
It's
You know
definitely an
what?
athletics check.
We will burn the rage.
All right, athletics check with advantage. Go for it.
This leap with a loud roar, but it's not
Yeah.
loud because it's quiet.
You take a few steps back. You go
It's
for
like
a running leap.
Yeah.
It is a very long distance, and you're basically jumping from equal height to equal height, so you don't clear it completely. But with a 17, you're able to basically catch yourself on the other end and pull yourself up onto the opposite rooftop.
Okay, so we're over here.
Yep.
Next, not really paying too much attention straight away. I want to head further along to this spot that doesn't look too far apart. Or, we'll get up to there, because that way I can look both sides of the building and see what I can spot with another perception, I would assume.
And I'm assuming you're trying to stay hidden as well, so can you make me a stealth check as well?
Yeah. I'm the stealthiest jumper in the world.
Well,
Yeah, as you make this leap and stuff, you actually knock like a handful of tiles off the roof that go crashing into the street.
Did I take anyone out?
No.
Damn.
But yeah, you keep moving up. As you move to that area, you see there's a rear courtyard where it looks like there used to be smithies and stuff in this area, but all of them are like dormant. There's no work being done in these like rear forging areas.
That's alright. I assume this is a jump I could make.
Oh, easily. Yeah, that's just like a side street with your strength and stuff. You can hop that.
Mm-hmm. In that case, going a little bit further along, I think over this spot or somewhere along near the end of this alley is a good point. I'd try to get down.
Yeah.
All right, you move up.
As you start running closer to that area, your friends pointed out before, but this large smokestack that's sort of this major building that they pointed out is like this one here, like this whole area.
From where you are, you can see that there were it looks like several buildings around this area, where part of the roofing of some of the buildings is missing.
Oh.
And you see a lot of smoke coming out of the center of it all, as there seems to be a lot of active forges of some variety in that area.
Definitely gonna note that down. But yeah, do I see a spot sort of on this side alley I could slip down into?
Yeah, there's like it's currently no one is moving in and out of it, but you can
perfect.
probably slide into there.
Yeah, and then that's where the hood will go up, because why the fuck would I be walking around looking like a normal person?
As you sort of get on the street, as you start looking either side, you see coming out of this building, there seems to be a couple Warforged that aren't wearing like much equipment like the others are. You see they get into a position like they're ready to jump. But then you see their limbs, like all four of their limbs, like split halfway, and the four that are now his legs like squinch down, and he pushes up as this very like similar to an arachnid jumps onto the buildings and starts crawling with these 8 legs.
That's fucked up. I don't like that.
There's not many people in this street for me either.
In the area you are now, like there's still civilians moving around, but when those guys come out, people start clearing the area.
Well, I'm gonna be trying to blend in with that a little bit then. As I will head up this way, sort of blending in like, I'm trying to get up off the street.
Easy. Could you make a performance check to try and like blend in with the crowd that's leaving the area?
Sure. Well, I mean, I wasn't trying to draw attention to myself, but
If you want to roll stealth,
This is mainly
Yeah.
you can roll stealth as well if you want. This is mainly a case of like you're trying to.
I'm not trying to be like
part of
them.
the crowd.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you're not
trying
trying to
to.
be like them.
I'm just trying to make it so I'm not as noticeable in the crowds.
Easy. Another stealth check then.
God fucking damn.
Man.
Another 9. Interesting.
That's all good. One of them's allergic to cats, clearly.
All right, you make your way up into this alleyway, and I think for now we'll jump back to one of the other groups.
That's mean.
Xavier,
Yep.
what's up, bud? What are you doing?
Well, apparently it smells like the ocean the way I'm going, right?
It's close by. It's been pretty close by since most of the time you've been in this area, like on the west.
Well, I'm go down and give it a suss, mate.
Yeah, as you make your way towards the thing, you have a look at the docks.
There are actually a lot of ships in this port. There is a lot of just moored ships all along the road here. Almost all of them are like nowhere near a state of sailing. Like this is a case of they're like lined up side by side, where it's packed this pretty damn full. Like you could not back a ship out of here easily. It would take a lot of people to like get them out without crashing into each other. And you don't see like a single sailor on these boats.
How is it looking around here? Is it quiet? Is it?
Yeah, as you're as you're looking around, it seems to be pretty quiet, except for the area to the north seems like constant hammers are swinging. This seems to be more of like the industrial area, especially since the docks are nearby.
There's less like regular looking people around. A lot of the people you do see look like shipwrights or carpenters of some kind, or maybe people who were fishermen or are fishermen with smaller vessels, but not like shopkeepers and regular people like that at this point. You've gotten
More
close enough to the
tradesmen.
edge. Yeah, that's the word, tradesmen.
Trady boys.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna make my way up.
As
Having
you-
a look. Yeah.
Yeah, as you start moving up, you see that there are small group of Warforged coming out of this area that we pointed out before. You see a couple of people have carrying ladders in pairs as they're running down the street. As you see here, you can see the northern wall of the city down the block.
Carrying ladders, you say, right?
Yep.
Can I roll an insight as to why they would be carrying ladders?
There's
Well,
nothing
it's,
really to insight, like...
They probably have to climb on something.
Like, it's that, and it's like, you can't... That's just making an assumption. You can't really insight why they're doing something if they're carrying a ladder down the street. It's like, I wonder what that man's doing. This is like making a guess.
He might be
Okay.
painting the roof.
I'm gonna guess that people are on top of roofs. I'm going to start. So the guards they're not coming up this way. They're going up this side street.
If you want to roll
Across
a
the
perception,
road.
go ahead.
Yeah.
With a 16, you notice, like, yeah, a lot of them are coming out from, like, different parts of this building. Some of them coming from the north, some of them coming from the south. A lot of them are heading directions away from you, but there is a group of two that is heading this way, like towards you, towards the west. Most are going eastwards in some fashion.
I'm going to pop in here for a bit.
As you turn back, start heading in towards the sound of ringing of metal on metal gets louder and louder. Very quickly, when you reach that corner, you look down. You actually noticed about 8 guards, all standing in an area where one dude who's wearing slightly better looking clothes than the rest of them is calling orders out to each group and sending them off in different directions. And then he actually looks up the street, and clearly you can tell that he marks you, picks you out from a distance. You've been seen, and he starts walking up towards you and waves one of the other guards over to follow him. So just him and this one other dude are walking up the street towards you.
Hey,
Yeah.
where's your partner?
I went to go get a ladder. I just came back here for orders, sir.
Alright.
Make a deception check.
Sort of looks
Yeah.
at him and is like, right, well, take him. He turns to the other guy, just like, need you to start sweeping up the north. Make your way south. It seems to be your patrol for the day. If you suspect
Yes, these guys are still like 30, 40 feet from you at this point. Like, the guy called out to you and you responded. He's saying that to the other guard. Finish the thing, AJ.
Yeah. Start heading south. As soon as you get maybe halfway along the docks, go inwards. And he finishes talking, and the two of them continue to walk towards you.
Yeah.
When they're about 20 feet out, that one stops and he's like, all right, I gotta go to the next people. You go ahead, and he basically pats the other guy on the back. The dude keeps walking towards you, he picks up to a jog to try and catch up to you, and the other guy starts walking away. Can you make me an insight check?
Yes, I can.
It's pretty clear to you, the moment this guard realizes that you are not a guard as well. As he gets close to you, From a distance, your smudged armor and whatnot does hide your that you are definitely not part of this group. You have different make and fitting. But as he gets close, there's a point where you can very clearly tell that shifts from his running over with orders to like his eyes go a little wide, and he's like very much realizes that you are not a guard, but you just acted like one.
What do you
In that moment, yeah, what do you do?
You have one action.
One action?
One general thing you can do.
This is in the moment this dude is clearly surprised that you have just done this. Like there is a moment of hesitation from him, and you have an opportunity to act in this moment of hesitation.
Okay. Command.
Mm-hmm.
What's your day save?
My DC is a whopping oh, wait, where's my fucking DC? Be in command. DC 15.
That's a wisdom, right?
Yep.
Right? What are you saying?
And I run.
What?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Command shit. And I run.
Okay. Did he fail, AJ?
Yes.
Alright, this man stops, and you see his entire face start to go red as he opens his mouth, and he goes, sir, this isn't what it was. At the same time, you hear those pained grunts from this man. The other officer turns back and notices this, and sees you take off down the street, and you immediately hear yelling back from the way you just came.
There's
I mean,
one
it
in the
would've-
north!
It would have been smarter to use silence, but at the same time, that was pretty funny.
I was like the idea of this dude calling for help while his body is furiously trying to shoot.
He's fighting for his life, but he can't take off his clothes, you madman.
With the Warriors brown pants.
What's the other three doing, huh? What's this group doing down here?
Yeah, you want to move over?
Yeah, I think it's a
Certainly
good
not
point
that.
to move over.
Yeah, you want to move over now?
I think so.
It's fun hopping out just at the moments things start to go shit.
Literally.
Really?
Oh. Alright, well, that's it. We can leave now.
Alright, so we're here, and I'm pretty sure, like, from where we are, it's, like, pretty much the same situation as up there, other than, like, less guards happening. So, like, lots of, like, carpentry and, like, shipwrights and all that shit.
Yeah, it's mainly trade. Like some of these buildings near you guys are actually they're warehouses. They're not like shops or homes.
Okay.
Can you remind me personally just our objective again?
Your objective, as given to you by Captain Aramis, was to stop the Soul Forge, because I believe it's running again.
Yeah, basic
and,
stuff.
If you can, drive Fennel out. The priority is to
Drive
stop.
Fennel out, yeah.
The priority is to stop the Soul Forge, however.
Yep. But we weren't really told like any direction, particularly just go in, figure it out.
They don't know.
Good luck.
The Soul
Yeah,
Forge.
they
that's
don't-
what
they
I
don't
thought.
know- They don't know where it is. They also don't know where Fennel is. They just both know that they're in this city, probably.
Yeah. Oh fuck!
The only clue we might possibly have is that I'm pretty sure we marked the building or a set of buildings that had a fair bit of traffic.
Yeah, that's the one in the north that AJ's marked up there.
Am I misremembering something? Because I remember doing like the briefest of brief. Oh no, that probably wasn't his character. I'm gonna stay quiet. I think it was the wrong character.
Okay.
No, yeah, I think it was the wrong character. I'm gonna stay quiet now. Yeah, okay, in that case. Yeah, I'll continue to follow the direction where everyone's going towards the thing. What does it look like Sylvie's... Like, is she still scatting around, just making sure people aren't around?
At this point, I am looking around just to see, like, sort of trying to blend in, but also, like, looking for an opening for somewhere where we can, like, hunker down. Like, the ships are looking pretty good, but I'm assuming there's no way of being able to get onto them other than, like swimming out to them.
There are
What's
dogs.
your passive perception?
Like,
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception's fucking
Mhm.
huge. It's 20.
Yeah.
11.
This just for a quick glance, you know, it's like, yeah, as you said, there are docks that head out there. It's not like a big deal to like just walk up the dock, but you would also know that that would leave you completely in the open. And with your 11, you see that every couple, like every dock, seems to have at least one or two guards on them. And while not every ship is occupied, like there are no sailors on them, you do notice movement across a couple of the ships.
Okay, so they're out of the question. The buildings along here at all, like, they're mostly industrial. They're mostly warehouses and stuff. You said.
There are still some like shops and whatnot, but these ones here are mostly like warehouse. Like in the north a bit, there's some of these larger buildings heading to the north. They're like warehouses of various types.
Okay. Are there any in the general vicinity that look like doors are open, like could just go in? Or like anyone sort of like close by, like that maybe like owns said building or whatever?
You'd have to try the doors. The main big two like bay doors for each building is shut. But each building has like smaller side doors as well, but you're not sure, you wouldn't be able to tell if they were unlocked.
Okay. Well, I'm going to turn to the group, like, just sort of where we are, like, sort of discreetly. Like, do we want to hunker down for now? Wait till the storm settles.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I'm still very much like sort of trails for a bit. It's like, what about the others? Like that's the thing. We've
got Terra
this is
out
being
there.
I can also go have a look as well. I can
Don't
stay
expect
mostly.
any- No offense, but I think that's a very bad idea. I think that we split up enough as it is. We find somewhere we can hunker down on the docks. Then, at least then we can be safe for a time. Tara's looking for the others. Let's hope that she can find them.
We want to
I'd
stay
still
somewhere
say-
safe. We can leave a sign for them so they know where we will be.
I'd still say we find a place, make it the place we hunker down, and then from there, I might still try anyway. We gotta make sure that they're alright. Because if they're caught and we leave them, as much as I really don't want to admit it, we're going to need them especially, and I don't want to leave at least one of them
Okay,
caught up in something again.
if we're going to be going into somewhere, I need you to charm the person who owns the building.
I can try, but again, it depends on where we're going and what we're bunkering down into.
You can find one person, just say you're their long-lost cousin. If that doesn't work, I can always use some of my charm, not as strong as yours.
Well,
I
we can always
don't-
use my charm.
Your charm comes last, I'm afraid. I don't think my charm allows me to make up lies. They'll just be confused. I can just do what I want.
Don't really care how
Almost-
you do it.
The backup I have is, well, charm C, I guess, and turns to his ass. Preferably in the restraining variety.
Well, they can't call the guards if they can't call full stop.
Preferably the restraining variety, as I repeat myself. She says that.
Very
Anyway,
well.
let's go look. I would like to try moving just up the road a little bit, rolling a perception, just to see, like, as we go past buildings, like one that would be suitable for what we need, basically, like a smaller, like maybe a single person inside sort of thing. Is there windows or anything in these?
If you
Preferably
wanna,
with some flower pots or a small little like flower garden attached.
If you want to roll a perception check, go ahead. If anyone else wants to help or roll their own, also go ahead.
Rolling like
I'll
crap tonight.
provide assistance.
Alright, so Sylvie can roll with advantage then.
Perception.
And since I'm a third one in the pair, I'll make a check anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, 21 is better than a 17.
Even most of these are like There are a few shops around here, Sylvie. You can roll as well. Oh, I should roll for Christine. What am I saying?
Yeah, exactly, buddy.
I'm a genius.
It's okay. I'll just log on to Fantasy Grounds on my iPad.
As you're looking through, like looking for somewhere to like hide, hunker down, you move up. As I said, most of these are either shops or trade stations or warehouses, but you do notice that a few of them are like shut. Like there are no people in them, as you can see this part of the day. The lights are off. If like there had any candles, there's no candles lit. The doors are shut, locked. The sign on the door just says closed for a few of the trade places, and you don't hear a lot of activity coming from any of the warehouses. A few of the warehouses nearby as well.
Dust has
Do you
accumulated on some of the glass as well.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of buildings that can serve these purposes. Like, there are plenty of small little workshops or small warehouses. Yeah, but a few of them along the path, maybe like 3 or 4 near you, seem to be abandoned.
Ooh,
Flower
abandoned.
pots, right?
Yeah, the flower pots are dead.
Mid, that's fine. I just need the pots in the soil.
Abandoned's probably going to be hard because they're probably going to be locked up.
We can find our way in though. That's not going
I
to be
just
an issue.
look at the rogue, not saying anything.
Honestly, yeah. If like I can discreetly try to open one of the locked small buildings, then I would try.
Depending how much time has passed, will dictate whether or not my spell is still up.
I'd say it's still up for now. It's probably it lasts 10 minutes, right?
Pass without a trace lasts an hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This has probably only been about 10 minutes. Like
Okay.
you're good.
Is
Okay.
that,
Uh,
what's my disguise self?
Yeah, if you want
I
to...
have a
That's an hour. Cool.
question.
Yes.
Have there been like any like street bards or anything like that per se?
No,
Not at all. Cool. Some other thing.
not a single
Alright.
one. You've spotted like a single town crier, but like a dude who has a big like a bell and a bunch of scrolls near him that he probably calls stuff out. But he wasn't doing his job. He was just kind of like waiting.
Ah, damn it. Okay, yep, never mind. I had an idea, but it's not in my head anymore.
If you all want to roll stealth, and then Sylvia rolls her thieves' tools. Or...
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. See how you start.
I'll take that plus 10 while I can.
Yeah,
That's
I've got to
33.
manually add it, but that would give me a 20 total.
And that's a 25. Yeah, either way, with that, the three of you are able to easily sneak your way up, find a space with like a side door to a building. Do you prefer to go for one of the warehouses or one of the abandoned shops?
I feel like. What do you guys think? Abandoned shop?
What was it? Abandoned shop or warehouse?
Yeah, those are two options. pretty
Abandoned
much.
shop, easily.
Yeah.
Alright, one of the closed shops, yeah. So you sneak up, you find a side entrance to one of them in one of these like rear, like it's a very narrow alley between two buildings, like 2 rows of buildings.
Yep.
Where for now there's no one who seems to be looking at you. So make your thieves tools check, Sylvie.
McGinnis stands on the far end, and then Christine on the other, particularly hiding Sylvia. She easily picks open this pretty basic lock.
I was going to say they're not going to be special locks. I would have had to roll pretty badly for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, an
you pick
arcade
open-
lock. No.
You pick open the lock, you open the door, it opens into a rear workspace of some kind. It looks like probably a carpenter or some woodworker of some variety used to be here. There's like a half-finished, you're not sure what the item is, it's like half-finished something they were working on in the middle of the workshop. There's still tools strewn about on like one of the workstations, and nearby there's a thick layer of dust across basically everything. As, yeah, you can step inside.
I have a question.
Yo,
Yep.
Once we are situated within the house, I would like to do something very uncanny.
Okay.
Would you allow me to expend a use of my mushroom ring ability to set up like Zaz's signature, like little glowing mushrooms around the outside of the area to assist dictating to the others if they come down here and see that this is very clearly like us?
Okay, so like it set up like a glowing, a little mushroom ring that might indicate that you guys are in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, obviously not in a perfect ring for people to be like, hey, that's something, but like a little one in the corner here, a little one here, just enough to like catch the eye of people who know.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd say yeah if you want to burn it.
Yeah, cool.
It's your
One of these.
I am also going to relock the door if that's possible, and maybe just like move some things in the way so it's like somewhat barricaded.
Yeah, easy.
Oh,
With the
no,
three of
we
you, yeah, with the three of you, you can easily all get inside. And as while you're doing your mushroom thing, Christine and Sylvie, the two of you, push something in front of the door. Well, you don't have a key, so you have to use your thieves' tools to relock the door, which you can do. And yeah, you guys secure the way in. But as you guys push like one of these workbenches in front of the door, uh, with your passive perception, Sylvie, you quickly notice that the layer of dust that you pull up off the floor reveals a large brownish stain that takes up about a third of this back workspace.
Brownish stain.
Yep.
Is that blood? Is that old blood?
Yeah. You can tell whoever was removed from this building was not done so peacefully.
Oh well.
A little bit dark.
It'll buff
Don't
out.
worry.
Or
It
is
won't
one-
happen again.
All right. With the three of you secure in this place, is there anything you would like to do while you finally have a moment of rest?
I think for the most part, like, I'm going to be keeping an ear out for, like, any movement outside. And if there is anyone that's sort of like, this is probably not going to happen, like, for a bit, but if anyone sort of, like, comes knocking at the door or, like, moving around outside at all, I will try to look through the keyhole and see, like, because if one of the others find it and go to knock, I'm not just going to open the door just in case it's, like, a guard or something.
Yeah, so you're keeping your ears open for people coming by.
She's mostly just sort of like sitting, kind of like centrally in the room, like just really like as still and like mostly like keeping her eyes shut, just so she's like just using just sense of hearing, and that's it.
Yeah, easy. Zaz, Christine?
I might have something, but I don't know if I'm misremembering the ability or not.
What
So
ability?
druids got access to being able to substitute one of their wild shapes for like a find familiar spell, right?
Ooh.
Yes, I believe that's.
If I'm not mistaken.
I
I don't know if it was an
remember
optional
that's
feature
a
or one that
optional
was just
feature.
added in.
It might be a 5e thing.
It is a 5. It's an optional.
5e, 1e,
It's
whatever.
No, it's a variant feature. It's called Wild Companion.
Okay.
It's an optional feature. It's
That's
up,
awesome.
up to Darren if you want to allow it.
That's okay. I say go for it. It's fun. I
Find
think
familiar,
Familiar is
I mean-
great, and I like having more of them.
But also, like, training out your wild shape for that is a pretty good trade.
Yeah, so I'm
Easily.
thinking what I might do is swap out, use that feature to conjure up a familiar. I assume it uses the same stat block as the find familiar spell.
Yes.
I'd say yeah.
It uses just whatever stat block is available. for
Yeah,
Find
let me
Familiar.
just check what the options were again. It's been a while since I've
Burb.
read this spell.
Yeah,
Frog.
what kind of creature are you looking for? Is it a bird or
Snake.
cat or like?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Grasshopper.
Find Familiars can do
Yeah, I'm having a
bats,
read now.
cats,
There's a lot of
crab,
options.
Frog, hawk, lizard, octopus,
Yo, crab!
owl, poisonous snake,
I haven't been using it.
fish, rat, raven,
Fish.
seahorse, spider, weasel.
That's what we need, a seahorse. Problem solved.
Bird is probably the safest bet. Yeah, I'll conjure up an owl.
Yeah, you expend your find familiar. You spend your wild shape to do it. As you do, a bit of fungal growth kind of falls off you that would normally cling to and do this thing, and it bubbles into this like mound of mushrooms that then kind of pop and fade away into nothingness, leaving an owl in its place.
Is it day or night?
It is still day. It is like early in
Oh,
the day.
fuck.
It's like 10.
Yeah, it's not even like midday yet.
We can't send this out there.
You guys literally left to come to
We
the city
can.
at dawn, and you got here about 2 hours
Right.
after dawn, and this has been
Right.
maybe half an hour, not even half an hour since then.
It's
like-
It'll be
daytime.
blind.
It's like 8 a.m. 8:30.
Nah, it'll be fine. Some owls are non-nocturnal, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. It's a sea owl.
Oh,
Yeah, birds
that
are
makes
prey.
sense.
That's the thing, but you know.
No, it makes
Yeah,
sense now.
who's
I'm-
gonna
I'm not-
actually
I'm not
know
too-
that? Basic
Yeah,
guard.
Mate,
I'd send the bird out anyway.
Yeah,
They're gonna
easy.
think,
Send
what,
it out.
what's an owl
Goes up
doing
the-
out here?
Goes up the chimney, lands on the roof.
lead me. I can communicate telepathically. Actions, each with
He's just gonna head this direction. While knows where you guys are. He's gonna
Did you have
so-
one last thing, Christine, or you good?
I think the other two have it all pretty well scattered. Like with Sylvia at the door, and Inazaz having like a familiar for seeing around. I'm mostly going to save my energy for now. I'll still keep the alter self until the hour runs out anyway. But I'm going to be on alert. Basically, if like there's anyone at the door that we don't know or can't confirm who it is, I'm going to like not preemptively prepare like casting a spell, so not casting incantations or anything like that, but it's just like the idea of I'm just going to cast Charm Person probably.
Yeah. All right. So you just chill, basically waiting for the moment where Sylvie tells you shit's up, so you to jump to action.
Yeah, she's
Alright.
very like anxious
Tense?
with it, like because this is like a very everything's still going down and we're still separated. So especially being separated from the person she thinks can cause the most trouble and the second person she thinks she can cause the most trouble. She's very much not sure if she should be staying here, but it does make the most sense with Terra being out there. She's trying to put her trust into that.
I feel like the three people that are out there are the three people that cause
Yeah.
the most trouble. You've got like Akvo, who throws himself into sleepy grass, and Xavier, who throws himself in the sleepy grass, and then Terra, who got us in the situation in the first place.
None of you remember that though.
Remember half
No.
of it.
What am I talking about again? I don't even know.
Exactly. Well, in that case, I think it's about time that we cut back up to a large cat man.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
It's
So,
Catman
as-
time.
How
You're
many
looking-
history?
I was going to ask, how many people are sort of going up this way as well?
So this area has got a few people walking around. What's your passive perception though?
17.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You're moving up through this alleyway. You're heading, trying to find a place to hunker down, maybe doing whatever you're doing. And it doesn't take long for the hairs on the back of your neck to start to stand up, as you get that old familiar feeling of someone watching you.
Mm-hmm. I walk a bit further up as I want to approach, as I say, a group of like one or two people chatting away, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Yeah, there can be like a couple just regular civilians just talking.
Yeah, I walk up to them and I say hey, and oh, sorry. Hey, do you think I could borrow a moment of your time? This coin, of course.
The two turn confused. One's like, yes, stranger. Sure. What can I potentially help you with?
I just have a couple quick questions. I've been looking around the town for the last couple days trying to locate a sister of mine. It's been a while since I heard from them, and I managed to finally get in a few days ago, but it's been difficult to look for them.
Is she also, well, it's like waves to you.
A different fur pattern, but yeah.
Alright, well, I haven't seen no lion people around. It's been a lot of, honestly, not gonna lie to you, haven't seen a lot of foreigners in general around.
What happened to this place? It, for everything I heard, it used to be a paradise.
It just depends who you ask. People came in, people come in, people go. There's a lot of things going on. It's better, not gonna lie, stranger, it's better to keep your nose clean. Don't look too closely at what's going on, and you'll keep your head straight.
Well, yes, that is very true. One more question, just before I will pay you and be on my way.
Alright.
Is there any elderly folk that live this side of the city? I'd love to just sit and hear their stories while I'm in town.
Maybe, it's people with their families, there probably are. I'm not too sure though myself, so I don't, you keep your coin, mate, it's not a big deal. Bye. And the guy like backs up a few steps and turns and starts to hurriedly walk away as the person who's with him also starts to move.
Take that as a good sign to walk, maybe in a
As-
direction not right where I am.
Yeah, you go to move, and you very clearly hear like the sounds of metallic feet on tile above you, as you can hear several things moving on the rooftops around you.
Oh.
Oh dear.
I walk normally,
Mm-hmm.
as if to, not be too freaked out. Like, I match the sort of pace the others seem to have had and go in a direction.
Yep, you're going to continue moving towards the north.
Yeah, I mean, they seem freaked out, so why shouldn't I?
Your passive is what?
17.
Yeah, as you see that similar to before these Warforged, but not unlike the Orphors. They have their arms are like split into these 4 things, so 2 of them seem to be like spider legs pinning onto the roof, while the rest of the body floats from their back, as they just sort of chunk follow you as you walk up the street.
At the same time, moving up towards the end of the street, you notice about 8 people walking down from the gatehouse. Pretty much as you hit the end of the street, they're only about 15 feet away from you. Is this large group of guards. It's 2 humans and like 6 Warforged, all are reaching the area.
It's like coming this way?
Yeah, directly towards you. They're moving at a brisk pace, and as soon as you step out, immediately one of the 2 humans waves to flag you down.
I'm gonna wait a second.
Good sir, it appears that you are an individual who has drawn the attention of the People's Movement of Sonaris. I would kindly like it if you would follow us. We have just a little conversation we'd like to have, sir.
I
At the same time,
really
saying
feel
this,
it is urgent. I need to find someone.
he walks up to are you continuing to try and walk, or you're stopping?
No, I'll wait.
Yeah, as these 2 humans walk up and stop about 6 or 7 feet away from you. They're staying out of arm's reach, but the Warforged start to splay out in a semicircle around you. And at the same time, you hear metallic clangs on the roof behind you. Without even looking, you can tell that multiple things are on the rooftop above you, looking down.
You hear a thud as one of them has leapt from the roof and is now behind you.
Now, sir, with all due respect, I do understand that it would be very foolish to run, but I really do insist I need to find my family. They need to get their medicine.
Well, that is a very important information. How about this? I would recommend, personally, that you don't attempt to run. And if you happen to tell us where your family is, we can guarantee that we will bring the medicine to them, or we'll bring them to you, so you can give it to them yourself. Would you prefer that?
I mean,
I'll even stake it as my honor as a true citizen of Sonaris that I will guarantee they are brought to you safely.
You're a native here.
Absolutely.
Then perhaps you can tell me what happened.
Freedom, friend. Now please lay down your arms and come with us.
Shows that I actually have no weapons.
Yeah, he's as he waves, he can see, because you still have your gauntlets with you, right?
Oh.
The weapons are still sheathed, they're not visible, but you're wearing these bone
These
on
are
the wrist.
These are native adornments.
Just for security's sake, we'll have our friends in waves 2 of the Warforged who are nearby. They'll carry all your things. You'll just have to put them all down for us. We believe it's very necessary, sir. Now, if you don't mind, this is no longer a request, friend. At the same time, he waves, and you see coming from the opposite end of the street another 6 people, 2 more, 1 more human, and 5 more Warforged.
With my passive perception, the building directly north of me.
Yep.
Windows, doors, what's it look like?
Yeah, it's got a door, obviously. There is a window. It's a little house of some kind. But also that perception, you can see that 2 of these mechanical spider-like Warforged are clinging to the roof. At least one of them is behind you, on the road, multiple on the roof behind you. You're not exactly sure how many more people are around.
And if I come with you, what? I get sent off to sub camp?
We'll find
Come
out
with
if
us?
you'll like.
Yes,
No,
if you
no.
if you're a good citizen of Sonaris, then you will in fact be questioned. We'll ask you just your business and whatnot, nothing too important. And then, if we determine that you are in fact an innocent and good man, we will release you back into the city with all your belongings intact and a little bit of extra coin for the damage, for the inconvenience. And if you're in fact not a good and innocent citizen of Sonaris, then, well, you've committed crimes.
Very well.
You'll see trial.
Which of these am I handing my gauntlets to? Since you seem to like to take tribal adornments.
Yeah, one of the Warforged steps up towards you, and puts its hands forward for you to hand over some things. Another one steps up and starts attempting to remove your pack.
Hey! I said I'd hand them over.
It steps like, puts its hand up, like, all right, take it off. And it's like they're waiting patiently for you to disarm.
I slowly take these off one by one and place them on them.
Yep, they take the gauntlets.
It is literally the only visible thing I'd have on me, other than like a backpack.
Yeah, they just take their backpack. Basically, anything that isn't your clothes or like the most basic of jewelry, they're going to take.
And then a third Warforged walks up, clearly with manacles in hand.
Come now, let's just get
just
this
a precaution.
And I start walking towards the group of guards.
This is just a precaution. If you could just put these on, standard procedure and all that.
I really think we can just get this out of the way. Let's just go. The guardhouse up there, yes?
We can get in the way. Put your hands in the manacles, sir.
Fine.
Yep, with your willingness, they manacle your hands, and they lead you back up towards the gatehouse where they came from. The escort of, at this point, about 12 people, 2 humans, and the rest are all Warforged, as the other human guard heads back down the way he came without you. 2 of the spider-like ones on the rooftops continue flanking, as the rest all turn and leap away into the city somewhere else. One thing that catches your eye right as you're being led away, just for a notice, you just notice standing on the rooftop at the very edge of a building is a little black cat.
Oh.
And then you are led into the guardhouse. The door is closed behind you, and we'll cut over to Xavier.
Probably after a break, though, I reckon, right?
Yeah, it's a good time for a break.
Good time for a break.
Just to be clear, I do have some plans. I'm not so stupid as to just let them take me.
Oh yeah.
Hey mate, I still think that's still a good idea. Just to go quietly in that scenario.
I still want to know who you ranked would cause the most chaos.
I would say
Xavier. Tara.
Xavier. Tara's the one that gets the pass.
Yeah. Okay.
Xavier is kill on sight. I don't know why. I don't know why you think it wouldn't be me.
Is it? You think it's probably because?
Look, I'll take that. My morality is way more questionable than it is.
Absolutely, it is. But I still don't know what your troubles are.
Xavier is the one to make the questionable choices.
Yeah, I'm just glad the guards forgot that I have 4 weapons on me regardless.
Tara's the live wire that will sometimes blow up things and be like, "Happy
She's
birthday!"
the live wire, but being told to trust it by other people.
Yeah, Terra is like a reliable form of chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can understand that while also being a reliable form of chaos.
Yeah, it's like with Terra, it's going to be chaos. You know there's going to be chaos. You can kind of guess in what direction the chaos will take shape. You just know it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah,
Whereas
predictable
Xavier-
versus unpredictable chaos.
Yes,
that's
Xavier
the
was-
difference between me and Terra. Predictable versus unpredictable.
Whereas Xavier is like the unreasonable time to reason. Like, I'm going to try and talk my way out of this where there is no fucking way to talk out of it.
I can walk out, maybe.
I feel like he's more likely to resist than I was.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because you know what happens as soon as he has to give up his arms.
And my helmet.
Oh my god, Hobgoblin!
Oh my
Run
god,
away.
Hobgoblin. If they kill on sight, there's no point in questioning.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
KOS, KOS, KOS.
Oh dear.
Everyone having fun so far?
Oh, my brain's
spent
I must
half
find
the
my
movie catching
sister.
up, I'm
I'm
doing
really
well.
wishing there was combat, but you know, that's a me thing.
Oh,
That's fair.
just wait. It could be coming.
All,
I was-
We
I was
don't.
all
watching
of these
Good one.
constructs.
How
all
many
these
guards do you want to
constructs
see
I'm
dead?
like, one
Just
Ah,
remember
six.
what.
How many do I get to kill?
Just remember what the
Yes.
commander dude said before. Commander Aramis is like, just fucking run. Don't get into
Yeah.
combat. If you get into
Yeah.
combat, you'll fucking die.
Yeah, no, this is Jeremy talking. I would love to see some combat.
Yeah, same.
I
But
don't
also don't
know
want
if
my
I could take on the
character
Warforged, but those humans, absolutely, I could have taken them on.
Oh, humans are like the thing that I can manipulate the most. A mechanical robot, I'm fucked.
Yeah, you gotta deal with something.
The
that's,
construct's probably not going to want to sleep with you, so it ain't going to work.
So
No.
far, so far, the humans are proving very pliable when it comes to command.
especially when it comes to ship commands. See, I was
Question.
like, you're gonna command silence because that would be awesome, and then you're just like command shit. I'm like, okay then.
My
Alright.
fault was command follow as you walk into an alley and you just restrain them. That was my thought process. Not expecting the outcome to go.
Also, which is the guardhouse? Is it like along the walls, or is it the black building I'm next to?
They're taking you to the actual gatehouse.
I'm assuming
Never
it's
on the
where
wall,
the,
yeah.
the square entry point is to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That black structure you're walking past, I don't remember what that is. It's a mark on the map somewhere. I can't remember what place of a note it is.
Darren, what's my max HP again?
Your max HP is low.
That's not low.
It's not low at all, actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the fuck, bitch. I have good con.
Let's just change that right now to make that from. Oh, let's just remove a 1 from the front of that.
Oh no, fuck, no. Yeah, I've been trying to keep all of my abilities on Notepad. I got pages of notes.
Yeah,
I'm using 3 of them for basic shit.
I think the most illegal thing they would find in my backpack would maybe be like the blueprints for the gauntlets. And potentially the blades that go with it, but
Yeah, that might be. Maybe.
yeah. I mean, they're literally just blades, they're not attached to anything. Wasn't ever going to use them
Yeah,
anyway,
fair.
so.
That you're not a local, because I'm pretty sure being a non-local is like illegal in and of itself.
I'm related by marriage.
I'm
I've
assuming
come
that
to see my
probably
wife.
got some fucking papers or something like that that probably says they're allowed to be in.
I left before that got implemented. I'm just coming back after a long.
Paperwork got lost in the mail.
Yeah, I tried to do my passport, but they kept telling me no. So you know,
Couldn't
it's
the,
just-
the website wouldn't load, and you know how.
like
it
I
is.
would have had it done by now if the system was better. Like
Oh, it's fine. If I get kicked out, I know another way to get into the city that I've sort of thought on.
I don't think they're going to kick you out.
Oh,
they
no.
find you guilty.
It's okay. I can fight with my hands tied behind my back.
Just headbutt
you
them.
got
how
a
your
mouth.
feet are.
I literally have teeth and claws.
What if they like tie your feet? Then you can't fight.
Yeah, I got teeth.
Full kangaroo kick.
Alright, well, I've got everything I think I need written out now.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I'm tired.
You tired?
Go to bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, the only
Ah.
things I will be able to visibly
dead.
like be able to take off me is the backpack and like my gauntlets.
Yeah.
I do keep some things hidden for good reason.
Mm.
Well, I mean, they can take my money pouch, I suppose, but that's
No, my goal.
what are they going to do with that?
Who
Throw
are
it
you
at
gonna
me?
give to people? Who are you gonna give to all the random people?
Oh, I'll just rob one of them and give them that.
Please,
Yeah.
please distribute that to the people. They deserve it.
See those people that you beat up in that tavern before?
Yeah,
Just give them. Oh, God damn it! I hate you.
I'm back.
Welcome back. No, I'm a BRB.
Easy.
Alrighty, check. I don't want a Freddy check.
I want a Grady check.
I want to hit the gritty check.
Do it.
Whoa.
You know what? I'm gonna do an Eddie check. AKA, I'm gonna go check and make sure my children aren't waking up. Oh, fuck yeah, they are.
Yeah, I just heard that.
God damn.
Before you said question, Jeremy, did you actually have a question?
Oh, I did, and it's gone, man.
Damn. Mustn't have
I
been
hate it
very
when it
important.
That is not true at all.
Alright, I'm back.
Easy.
AJ.
Hi, Watashi wa AJ desu.
You'll be proud of me. I bought a lot of random junk today.
That's good. Did you have to buy another
I went back-
suitcase there?
Not yet, but I did go back to the Square Enix cafe.
Did you
And
meet Mickey
I-
Mouse?
I sent you a picture of him, didn't I? I found the king.
Yeah, but did you meet him? Did you have a conversation
Oh,
with
no.
Mickey Mouse?
No, I didn't go to Disney World or Land or whatever they call it.
Are you going to Disney Sea? You said you were.
I said I was thinking about it, but I probably won't. Because I've been like rethinking about it. I don't want to go on my own.
Fair enough.
Not my cup of tea to do things on my own.
It's not my cup of
Actually,
tea
that
to
doesn't
do
even
things
help.
with friends either.
Actually, fuck people, honestly.
No,
Cup of tea,
I
what the
don't-
hell, honestly.
no. If someone was like, "Hey, you want to go to a concert?" I'm like, "That sounds
no.
fun," but I am not a concert guy. I am sorry.
I
Go
would
have
think
fun
about
without
it.
me.
I would think about it. If it's something I might think I like, I'd go. But like otherwise,
In my experiences between concerts and gigs, I prefer gigs. Just something.
oh,
at a
they're different,
bar,
100%.
like with a nice little bar setting with a local band. I much prefer that over going to like fucking Rod Labour or something.
I'll go to a thing where I can play on my DS and not be interrupted playing on my DS
How dare you?
or Nintendo Switch.
What if I took you?
So you're
What if I
rude.
took you to Nintendo World
I mean, I take it out
and you
when
had your DS?
I take it out when I go eat dinner with family. Like, obviously, I put it away when people want to talk to me, but it's like, I don't
Oh,
think I have an
well.
important life. So I'm just like, yeah.
Neither.
It's just like, what did you do today? The same thing I did every day. Lived.
Try to take over the
Me.
world.
I programmed D&D characters into everything version 1.3 for 3.5 hours today. I'm up to like BO in the alphabet. Like, you want to have fun?
Oh no.
I just assume the final person not ticked is probably Dimitri.
K is also not
Oh
ticked.
yeah, I have not ticked.
A is not part of
I
it.
haven't ticked yet. Yeah.
No, but I'm
sorry.
saying like, yeah, K
Alright, everyone.
can't tick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go leave. I'm actually gonna go back to the cafe now.
Okay.
Alright, catch you later.
I see. Since Mim just got back, a quick recap of her. As Mim, you're jumping from, as Terry is jumping from roof to roof, looking for any signs of people going on. She eventually notices some spider-like warforged. These look with splayed legs, leaping across the rooftops, suddenly changing direction and moving around in one local area. Being a cat, you just keep hopping from roof and move your way that way. And you get to the area well in the north of the city just in time to see as a large catman is being led away by a good group of like 10 warforged and 2 humans, with some of these spider-like warforged moving around on the rooftops above him as he is taken to the north towards their gatehouse, where the door is eventually shut behind him as he is ferried inside.
And he went willingly as well.
Yep, he hands it over, but you see one of the warforged is carrying his backpack and a few of his belongings, and another one is carrying his those gauntlets that he uses.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Black Cat Terror on the roof is able to spot that right at the last moment, and as you are seeing this, everyone's back. I'm assuming we can continue, AJ?
Yeah.
It's okay. The black cat would have seen that the white cat
Well-
seen the black cat.
I think the point is as well that you only saw the tail end of it where he got like started to be led away.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you were led north because you heard, like, shouting coming from the north. You heard, there's one in the north. And you, like, were like, oh, that's a sound.
Which, at this point, Arcfist led away. You, depending on what you want, like, maybe you consider going back to tell the others or trying to find the rest of them. These weird spider-like Warforged, the 6 of them that are on the roof that aren't following Arcfur, suddenly all perk up and look to your west, and then take off at fast speeds, passing, basically they leap over the top of you without even glancing down,
Yeah, it's like,
as they head towards the west, towards the coastline at speed.
it's like they're running on their 2 legs, and then their back arms sort of just push them off as they run.
It's okay, you know, by the time you're getting here, he is surrounded by people and, like, being led up towards that gatehouse.
There's at least 12 plus 6.
Yeah, there's 12 on the ground and then 8 on the roof, 2 of which are staying with you, the other 6 have just left.
You're welcome to try.
Yeah, absolutely welcome to try.
It will call attention, but you can try.
I am unbelievably tempted. And Tara does things she shouldn't do. Need to bring up the jungle.
But would
Even
Tara,
these
have,
odds.
would Tara be able to recognize a sense of self-preservation?
No.
Tara doesn't care.
I can answer that for you.
Can you recognize a sense of self-preservation in others?
Like, you know enough about Arcfur to see that he is going willingly without violence, and he is currently manacled. As he is being led into the building. So I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
You went a little quiet at the end, though.
Oh, sorry. Let me roll one of my own dice from person.
Okay.
Decide this
dear.
fate.
Oh, I can't do
High
that
or low
anymore.
for which option?
I think you decide how for either.
You know what?
you-
Evens is
who you
not
want?
chaos. Odds is chaos.
Odds is chaos, evens is not chaos? Okay.
Yeah.
Rolling a d100 here, sir.
Oh fuck me. Oh no.
What was it? Evens was not chaos?
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky, it's 50 on the dot.
Alright,
Oh
so
my
yeah,
god.
Terra is able to realize that this is a potentially an unsurmountable obstacle
This is a, I need to get back to the others and let them know what's going on situation.
which you turn to head back to the others when you hear both hear and see a commotion going on at the end of the same street at the very far end, as we'll just quickly pop down to Xavier.
God damn it.
So
Maybe I can
Xavier,
do something here.
who knows? Xavier, you took off running after command shitting a man, and they called out for support immediately. You leg it towards the waterfront. You are at the waterfront here. Where are you going from this point? Like, you've hit the docks. There's north and south are really your only options.
Well, there is one other
How
option.
deep's the water?
This is
Is
a
it a
dock.
sheer drop?
Yeah, this is you're at the dock. It is a jump. There's at least 10 feet before you hit the water, and from
You're
there,
in
you're not
mail.
exactly sure how deep this water is going. And yeah, you're wearing splint mail.
Yep.
How well can you hold your breath?
Not long enough.
2 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Plenty of time to take off
Hope
the
it picks it
armor.
up.
They have rookie numbers.
Hmm.
As you're hesitating here, you hear a commotion from behind
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna keep running down.
North. Okay. You start to run to the south. You look back at the moment just to see a group of. There's the one dude who you command shitted, the higher up with him, at least another 2 humans, and like 4 warforged running behind them as they turn the corner and start running down the way you came.
I think
make
the
a
main dude should be moving at half movement.
He's moving oddly, that's for sure.
Pretty
Uh,
cool.
Can you
Coming
make a
out of his
perception
pant
check,
leg.
Xavier?
Yep. Okay. Perception.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
movement.
Yeah, with a 19. As you're running down, you start to get to the end of this area here, you notice that down the docks, the way you were heading, like along the actual waterfront, you see like a well coming up your way is multiple groups of guards suddenly coming out onto this road and running north toward.
There's also the unmistakable sound of multiple tiles breaking.
Oh, fuck.
The group you can see is down here, heading up this way at a fast pace, actively moving in from the south.
Nope.
Okay.
You just leap into the water?
Yep.
Okay. You hit the water. What is your plan when you hit the water?
Hold my breath.
Okay.
Go underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Hide underneath a dock.
Okay.
Alright.
Roll. Alright,
Roll an
a-
athletics.
So roll a con-based athletics.
Yep.
To see how well
On-based
you're.
athletics?
See how well you're holding your breath for. This is an endurance thing now, more than a physical athletic thing. So 16. Okay. And you.
That's just athletics, right?
Is your con a +5 as well?
My con is a +2. I'm proficient in athletics.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Hello.
As you swim, there has probably been some training in swimming with your armor. Usually it's just not recommended, but the training is to mainly get back to land if you're wearing your armor.
Yeah, this is less of swimming and more like pushing off the bottom of the water. As you hit down, you sink a good 10 feet immediately into the water, where your feet finally hit the ground, and then it's more a case of running along the water, like the bed.
Yeah. As you start holding your breath, you start making your way. You see the unmistakable shadow of the dock overhead. Roll me
Stealth check.
a stealth check and a perception check. This time with disadvantage.
The perception
So it'll be-
disadvantage.
Yeah, stealth perception disadvantage will be a flat check underwater.
Stealth's always disadvantage.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go. Perception with disadvantage. Okay. Yeah.
Didn't you have advantage because of your eyes?
I have
even
advantage when I'm
practice
seeing. Yes.
Yeah, so it'll
So-
be,
Oh, well.
It'd be a 12
it'll be
regardless.
12,
Dropped a second.
yeah. Yeah, as you sort of you make your way, you know you're not being quiet, and you know that well you probably are being a little quiet because you're under the water, but it's just a lot of sloshing that can be seen above. You're also still
Yeah.
visible as you're moving into under the dock. As you're gazing around under the water, like a very fucking creepy horror post, like in a manga, when you turn around, you just see probably scattering maybe a couple hundred just people standing in the water, head down, further out from you, like 30 feet and beyond. You just see hundreds of these single humanoid-like figures just staring at the ground below in the water, unmoving.
Oh.
Did they seem to have noticed me? Or are they just staring down?
At the moment, they're all just standing there, looking straight down. They're like I said, they're a bit out. They're deep. They're well in the deeper water, but these are like hundreds of these humanoids. You can tell they're probably not humans, but they're too. It's too murky to really get clear details on what they are.
Oh.
Given you're probably running out of air at this point, let's
I'm
make an
going
athletics
to-
check to attempt to jump and climb up the one of the supporting posts for this dock to get out of the water enough to take a breath.
Normal strength.
I'm going. Just rank strength? Strength athletics?
Yeah, strength athletics. Yeah, you are definitely a strong man as you leap. Luckily the hands of the gloves that you have on your armor is rather thick leather. As you grab and basically pull your way up this barnacled posts, which, if you don't know, that would completely shred your hands if you weren't wearing this thick leather. You managed to climb up far enough, pulling against the weight of your own armor and now sodden clothes and leather, to get your head above water and take a breath. And at the same time, you're able to finally pull your head out of the water. You hear the unmistakable steps of feet on wood coming from both the dock you are currently underneath and the ships to either side of it.
Back under.
You drop back into the water.
Yeah.
All right.
As quietly as possible.
What is your plan at this point?
My plan is to... Because originally I was going to climb up and try and grip onto the underside of the dock. But I just heard things coming on top of that anyways, and that would alert people to my sound. And people are on the other dock, so they might see me do that, so I gotta go underneath. I'm gonna go and try and move towards maybe that dock.
Yep, she's trying to move down to the next dock. You start pushing your way across. It's a much shorter distance, so you can definitely push your way to the other dock. You'd have like another minute before you have to surface again. Like, you know there are people all around this area on the boats. Even looking up, you can see movement on these docks and the ships. You even see, like, it's very hard to see, but it looks like something clinging to the side of one of the ships.
Yep.
But yeah, through water, which is getting a bit choppy, and now there's a lot of movement happening above. The shaking of the dock itself is causing a bit of these minor, like, ripples in the water above you. It's hard to get clear images of what's happening on the surface.
Roll your stealth again.
That's survival. No, I want
That's
stealth.
stealth.
Eight. I'm going to again climb on that post. Bring my
Easy.
head up for some oxygen.
Yep. Alright, make another athletics check to climb back up. And then, yeah, just do that. Yeah, it's good enough. You push yourself off the bottom, climb the post. Make a perception check for me as well. This is mainly sound, so just standard.
Sound? Got it.
Yep. No. With a 7, you pull your way out of the water. You hear the thumping of the wood as clearly there are a decent number of people at a rough estimate. You can assume there's more than 10, maybe more than 20 individuals in this area. The water you're lapping into your side of your helmet and in your ears. You can't fully hear what's going on, but you know orders are being shouted by someone above you.
I'm going to quietly as I can. Going to cast Moonbeam. I'm going to pin it. Is there any boats at the dock I was previously at towards the end of it?
Yeah, there's like this waterfront is covered in boats.
Covered in boats?
Heaps.
Okay. I'm gonna put a moonbeam 120 feet out into the bay. And then trying to using that as a distraction. After that's cast, pull myself up so I can cling underneath the dock.
Okay. You incant the verbal and somatic components, and use the material to cast Moonbeam. Are you just out into the water, or on at a ship to the north of you?
Out into the water, 120 feet.
Okay. The blast of radiant energy appears in the. Is it are you doing it on the surface or into the water? How are you doing this? I just need specifics here.
I'm doing it just on the surface of the water.
Okay.
Roll us another athletics check to see if you can hold your grip underneath the thing, and then we'll roll it self afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you
Barely.
position yourself up, you swing your body mass from the pole that's giving you the breath. You grab on with two parts of your thing, and you hook your arms up, and you pull yourself up underneath the dock. Roll your stealth check.
Okay, no whammies, no whammies. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, 15.
Just
You
hear,
pull your wing yourself up. You go.
you hear from above. Well, that's a mighty fine trick. But seeing as we're in this position, mate, it'd be easy for you to just surrender at this point. Unlike you, we've got people who can stay underwater for a very long time.
And at this point, you realize something you didn't notice before, which is peeking up through the bottom, you see piles of what look like armor and weapons. At around now, you see about a dozen humanoids dropping off the dock into the water itself around this area.
So if you want to make it out of this with a somewhat chance to not drown or die, please allow one of our friends to escort you back to land. He's sort of shouting. He can't pinpoint your position exactly. He's shouting it over this area, so you could probably hear if you're still nearby, which you can. Besides, if you stay down there, it's gonna get a whole lot worse.
To insight check that.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go for it. You can tell there is definitely truth in what he's saying, but there is a minor hint of sadistic glee in that. Like, you could almost hear the smile as you can almost tell that he's hoping that you decide to drop back into that water and don't go to them.
Quick question, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does my burb see what's going on over here?
Absolutely, and I'd say, given the situation from where the bird on the roof there, it could absolutely see a gathering of a shitload of guards. From where it was, it could see the first group come running from up that street and see running north that he eventually jumped into the water to avoid. It also noticed a second group running all the way from the wall in the south up along the dock. It noticed that those two groups were joined by groups coming from the south and groups coming from the east around this area as they're scouring over the boats and docks roughly where they think he is.
Could you roll a perception check for the owl?
For the owl, for me, because I am looking through its eyes while it's above. If that will make any difference. I don't know which.
If you're using its eyes, you can use your own perception if you would like.
Okay. No, that makes too much difference to me because the owl would have advantage. I'm pretty sure on sight-based ones.
Yes, I think they do.
I
They
think they
do
have
have
keen
hearing.
sight.
Yeah.
Oh, keen hearing. I thought it was keen
No,
sight.
no, keen hearing and sight. Yeah, it's both.
Oh, both.
It's
Alright, so
only
roll again.
Okay.
Because you are using its eyes, but it's your ability to notice things.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, things look a lot clearer than usual. You notice amongst the chaos of everyone going to this area that a couple of people have headed north and then turned right, up around here. Like 2 people have splintered off and went that way.
And that was a few minutes ago.
How do we get this moron back?
At the same time, is Tara here at the moment, or is she still AFK?
Min?
Sorry, I was trying
Just
to
checking.
type it, it was not working.
All good. At the same time, Tara, this is the point. The cat, you notice the whole group running down. You probably got to the edge of the water there in time to see him leap into the water. So you can be somewhere on the roof, like basically anywhere along the roofs here if you want, and you can be witness to everything going on down here.
Okay. How far away from me would he be? And like, are there a lot of spots where you can kind of hide? near where Xavier is?
Like this waterfront is kind of this way. There's a lot of boats on the waterfront, like large ships that don't have any crew on them, but they got well, it looks like guards on them. And the area you think he's moved to, because he was pretty conspicuous moving under the water, which is down where he basically is on the map now. You're not 100% sure where he is now because he did a pretty good check, but there is a large concentration, even more people than were at for Arkva. You don't know why, but it appears that whatever alarm they sent out for this area drew in a lot more people than what Arkva's escort did.
Sorry, just looking.
And you definitely have seen those two people also who who actually left the area and ran back towards the east.
So, like, all of the boats out there, they don't have crews, but they have guards on them.
At this
Yeah,
point, yeah,
like-
because of the scenario, the little guards are on them now.
Okay.
Before
As a
they
rough
were-
estimate up here, you can probably count. There's at least a dozen, maybe even like up to 20 humans.
Are they
And
mostly
double that in
concentrated in
Warforged.
kind of like a small sort of circle area around where Xavier went down, or are they completely spread across the entire docks?
most are concentrating around here, but there are a few to the north where he jumped in, and a small handful to the south. But most are concentrating around this area where I've marked on the map.
If I jump down as Cat and sort of go towards the edge, can I try to spot Xavier in the water if I'm looking closely?
You can make a perception check.
Am I able to? I don't know what kind of initiative order we're doing this in. Whether
It's
it's
just
all.
loose.
Oh my god, really? Get
Oofed.
2 then a 3. So,
I would like to exit the house.
Oh?
I found Xavier. He's in the waterfront. I'll be back. I think I can get to him.
I'm still coming to keep an eye on it, at least.
I'm going in
Still
the
having.
water.
I have
That's
an
fine.
idea.
I
of
still
how
have
to
a
get down.
disguise.
I'll say with an 11, you don't know exactly where Xavier is. There's just too much commotion going on up here. Like, you just watched about 8 dudes strip off into only their like bare clothes and jump into the water. Pretty much all of them carrying a dagger, and that's about it. As they jumped in, and then the Warforged and the remaining humans are all just standing up here as like one dude has just shouted out that whole thing.
Am I able to jump into the water, go under the dock, drop my wild shape, and then just wild shape into a fish and look for Xavier?
Are you able to wild shape with the thing with the springs to it yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll be able to. She's level
Yeah,
7.
I can do swimming.
Flying, you can't.
We're close
I
to
can't
flying.
do flying things. Flying
Okay, yeah.
is next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to wild shape into a fish, you can just let it drop into the water and then just do a quick flick into a fish.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm gonna search for him. When I find him, gonna drop the wild shape again and kind of summon
Alright,
my wildfire.
but we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
At the moment, you jumped into the water, you've shifted into a fish. Zaz, are you doing something similar?
Yes. So has it still been within an hour?
Yeah, this is the probably closer to the half hour, 40-ish minute mark. It's like this has been going pretty
Easy.
quick, back to back to back. But yeah,
Cool. Yeah. Zaz is going to jump in the water. He has a natural swim speed, not only from the armor but from his race. And I'm going to have the owl like telepathically communicate to me what is going on up top, as long as I'm within 100 feet, which I should be. And I'm going to go darting for him.
Alright, as you drop into the water, both of you, I want you both to make perception checks.
While they do that, I want to kind of head out too, but I'm mostly gonna like meld myself into the crowd, and just as the still disguised like altered self, I'm gonna basically just be like an extra pair of eyes, just watching things happen, like like a concerned civilian looking at a bunch of guards, like holding up. Like there's gonna be a commotion, so I want to be a part of that in a way where I can still have some distance to like distance do something, but. Yeah.
As you're trying to do that, you are like pushed away. There isn't really any civilians.
I'm not getting close.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're like down, like far down here.
But like if
Yeah.
you're like there-ish, they like there
It's
is.
it's like someone looking at like a police scene from like however far away. Like they're seeing it, they're looking at it, but they're not like 10 feet of it.
Could you
Is
also
the
make a
owl
perception
able to
check?
give me the help action to have advantage on this roll?
No, because this is something underwater.
Okay.
And yeah, could you also do? I'll also do a perception for you as well, Christine. 'Cause there's something for you to see too.
Thank you. Yeah, anything
What?
around from like flat decision would be nice.
Yeah, I think everyone. Christine, you can notice there's like a slight wobble in this dock above. Can't tell from where it is because like it might be the people on top, but it doesn't seem like it's coming from there. Both Inazaz
Cool.
and Terra underwater, you can point Xavier out pretty significantly.
And as
and then
the both of you underwater do see this sudden, like you both notice this group of like hundreds of these underwater figures, which you can tell they are all warforged. And
Oh my
all
God.
three of you notice, Christine on the surface, you notice this a moment before they do, as you see for a brief moment all the warforged stop moving, slump slightly before standing back up. Like it's almost not unnoticeable. It's like they just go a little limp before pulling themselves back up. And underwater, you two see almost a wave of activity pass through all these, a bunch of these warforged underwater. As starting from the ones closer to you and going out, their heads just start to rise.
I will say,
Oh my God.
as Terra, you've seen a star map, and this eerily looks like one of them.
As
Like-
all of their eyes start to glow underwater.
That's bad, Orkies.
I would like to stealth.
Go ahead.
Yep, make a stealth check as suddenly,
I'm just a little fishy.
yeah, almost in unison, these warforged just start marching forward towards the warshore.
18.
How
Yeah.
close could I get, like, without being pushed like away? Like, if I were
Only
to,
where
like,
you are now
test
is as
whether-
close as you can get.
How far is that, just distance-wise?
You're basically several buildings down still. It'd be like
Several buildings.
probably like 100 feet, maybe 110.
Cool. Just want to like have a number for if I want to distance spell something.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the moment of you, Xavier, you don't notice this happening because you're out of the water now and clinging to the bottom of the dock. But for those who are underwater, what is as you try to slink and like maybe climb up and hide like behind some of the dock ships or wherever you try to hide? What is your
I'm
goal?
sort of just trying to mimic like big fish.
Yep.
So like arms and legs next to each other, the tail really only propelling, and just be a weird looking fish.
Has your goals changed from getting to Xavier to anything else now?
No.
All right. From your position, Xavier, you can hear as a runner returns back to the surface, and you very clearly hear as this dude on the dock is only probably 15 feet away from you. He doesn't know where you are, but you hear the report of, "It's been done, sir. Shouldn't be too long now." He's like, "Good. This should be interesting," as he just steps back. And as Xavier, Inazaz and Terra, you both can see Xavier clinging to the underside of this dock, while this armada, almost, of Warforged are marching towards the area.
Christine, you notice that like everyone on the boats and dock, like all the people, like the humans, have all like gotten onto the path now. Like they've moved away
Where-
from this area.
Where did cause did I hear the person say it was done just a
No,
moment
you're too
now?
far to hear that.
Too far?
You
Cool.
see a runner
right.
return, but you don't know what was said.
Did he come from a direction?
Yeah, from the north heading south.
North heading south? Okay.
Everyone's like stepped off their boats and docks and they made it to like the strip of land where now for any civilians there, they seem to have like taken notice and started making their way towards.
Okay.
It's like they're moving down to like basically move everyone along at this point.
Yes, I see.
So I'll say quickly, Inazaz, Terra, are you guys moving towards Xavier?
Yeah, when I get to him, I want to pull him under the water like one of those siren type things.
And yet, Terra, you?
I was just gonna swing to Xavier. I don't know if I can really do my plan now that Zaz is here.
Yeah, you very clearly see Xavier. These two red-scaled lizard hands reach up out of the water and grab a hold of you. Do you let them pull you underwater?
No.
All right, then it's a contested. At this point, it's a contested strength check.
Would it be athletics because I'm still gripping onto a goddamn dock?
Yeah, it'd be athletics versus athletics. It's technically a grapple of some form.
Need to roll.
You get inspiration.
Oh my fucking god.
Quite fitting as
Am
Xavier.
I supporting him?
You death grip the bean, and as you basically push off the bottom, leap out of the water, grab his armor, and then you just dangle.
Okay, seeing this happen, I'm going to flip myself out of the water as a fish, drop my wild shape, cling onto them, and just glare at both of them and go, "You're willing, right?"
I think I'm fucked.
What a
I'm
loaded
going to
statement.
summon my wildfire spirit, and I'm going to use virally teleportation to teleport north in
I'm
the water 15 feet.
Gotta
if
be a bit
possible.
of party grouper. You
I
went
was
into a
gonna
cat,
say this.
into a fish. That's both wild shapes gone, which is your wildfire
Yep.
summon.
Oh god, yeah, I've totally forgot my wildfire spirit uses wild shape.
And breathe for.
So we can say if you want, you would know that you don't have this, so you can be a fish in the area. If you want to unwild shape, that's still fine, but it's you know that you don't have another one after this.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Oh.
Sorry, it was a cool plan, but
I should have mentioned this earlier because I was like muted for that point, but then I couldn't find a jump point back in.
I'll probably just stay to watch them for the moment in case I can feel anything, or
I'll poke my head out and say, "Get down here!" Like, not loud, obviously, but quiet and like, fucking listening.
question.
Mhm.
I don't know a lot of the CRs and stuff of creatures. What kind of swimming creatures could I summon with conjure animals?
Okay, what? Depends on the level,
that's
obviously. But you can, if you wanted to do it at your, no, you can only do it
So I
at
can
4th.
summon it up to a 4th level.
It is a 3rd level spell. It only appears with 5, so it's just this base spell. So CR2 or lower, swimming creatures.
Darian,
Yes.
could you bring up my charm person spell? The other one, particularly in the pact powers.
This
Can you
one?
read that? Yep, thank you. Must, okay. Good to know. Thank you.
So you could summon a variety of things. A giant crayfish, a single giant crayfish potentially.
Two
A hunter shark.
octopuses,
Yeah, 2 big octopuses.
Giant octopuses.
2 big frogs.
I'm mostly thinking of. It's probably better to do 2 creatures. But kind of, I just want something that will be fast, that can take Xavier out of the area.
You have 4 giant seahorses. 4 reef sharks.
Seahorses perfectly.
Just not too sure how much commotion that might cause with the Warforged under the ocean.
I'm just
Tigers can
thinking kind
swim, like, but they're not underwater.
I'm just thinking of
I
get
can
him
swim,
out of
just
the
not
area
well.
that everybody's mixed up in, get him like far away, and then get him onto land when we can then try to hide
You
him.
would have to unfish though, right?
I know. But I can always try my best to slip out, and you actually have a swim speed. So
Yeah.
something I can either do 2 of like two of a creature, and both Xavier and I use one, or I just get one really good one for Xavier.
I was gonna drag him back because I still have Pass Without a Trace up.
That is true.
So this is the moment of you're grabbing, you're holding him, he's telling you to drop into the water. You're sitting there considering this time is ticking.
I'm waiting for Xavier to respond.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I let go.
Right, you drop into the water.
There's a
It
lot
is
of
very
flash.
heavy, and I
But,
weigh a fucking ton.
That's another thing I'm thinking of because of his heaviness. Like a quick
Yeah,
boost him would be good.
I'm
what I was gonna
currently
do.
weighing 172 kilos.
Yeah, there's, you hear
I can bench that.
You hear like a loud splash, because it's not only Xavier's full weight, it's a little bit of Inazaz's as well as it hits the water.
How many giant octopus could I summon again?
2.
2. Okay, I'm gonna drop my wild shape and I want to summon 2 giant octopus. I want one to sort of grab Xavier and Inazaz and kind of give them a bit of a yeety push towards wherever they want to go. And then I want to use the other one to start, like, drawing attention and cause a commotion. Just go up and just start grabbing a bunch of Warforged.
Okay.
Alright, so you shift back into yourself, and then summon these 2 giant octopuses.
Does it have a vocal component?
Yes, it is verbal and somatic, so she'd have to beat.
I will
she'd have to
poke
go
out,
under the
I'll poke
dock.
my head out of the water to do that if
Yeah.
I need to.
2 octopuses are formed, like they're sort of burned. The water burns around the area, and like 2 octopuses sort of just make
They
are
are
created.
hot.
Christine, you can immediately see as on the docks
Yep.
the commotion builds back up as almost immediately when these large sudden changes, basically everyone there starts drawing crossbows. As the Warforged like seem to lift their arm, and it's like their other arm, the one that turns into this weird electric mace, the opposite side, which it seems to like splay open into this like wrist built-in crossbow, while most of the guards just like drop their swords and pull crossbows from their backs, as they get ready to fire down into the water at the sudden 2 giant octopuses.
How far is the closest guard?
A distance.
Like 50-ish feet.
Could do you know what? Fuck it, we're doing it live, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. I would like to, with a distance spell, I'd like to use my. Actually, can I use my Charming Eyes with a distance?
No, it's not a spell.
No. Okay. I'm basically like, seeing the commotion and all this sort of stuff. I'm going to start acting panicked, like myself, as things are escalating. But I'm gonna run in the direction towards like the nearest guard, in a sort of way of like trying to get their attention and like constantly looking back, like to the water, not to the water, to like to the building above. Sorry. And as I get close, it's that like just the panic who like looks actually like running towards, sees all the stuff there, like doesn't know where to go because she looks like she's caught between 2 things but can't tell, just trying to get the attention of one of the guards.
Yeah, we can say like you
just-
rush forward. There was a group moving down here to basically disperse a few civilians who were doing the same thing, like gawking kind of.
Yeah.
With the giant octopus suddenly summoned, their attention is drawn away from you, but one of them can definitely look back. You can get someone's attention to look back towards you.
We're gonna cause a nuclear bomb. I'm gonna cast Charming Eyes.
Go ahead. What's the save?
So
I think it's a save DC 17.
wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah. But the main effect isn't really important. It's a secondary one.
Yeah. They are not charmed.
That's fine. So when I use the ability, I must roll on the Wild Surge table.
All right.
And
so
roll the D100 like by itself without it, because I might want to use an ability.
all right, I'm gonna roll a d100.
42.
Gonna blink you out of here.
Wow, Darren!
That'd be hilarious. Funnily enough, I rolled a 42, just not on the thing.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll use 2 slot points. Give me a second. As I use my new ability. What was it called? Because it's been too long.
I don't know. Unwielding Chaos?
Unwielding Chaos, which allows me to roll another D100. I get to pick out of the 2 before knowing the outcome.
6 or
13.
13.
I remember roughly what 13 did, but I don't remember what 6 does. Let's give it a try.
Fun.
6.
hell yeah.
You going for 6?
I'm aiming for 6.
Alright.
I don't have the table up on me.
Creatures within
Oh, why?
30 feet. Okay. Alluring distraction. Wisdom saving throw against spellcasting DC for all creatures within 30 feet of you. On a failed save, the creature has disadvantage to attack you until the end of your next turn.
Cool.
So let me roll a couple. Yeah, as this
May I just- Yeah.
bursts out, you see a couple of them sort of go limp, like the things didn't immediately like regain their thing. They don't like, they're still trying to push you back, and it's more of like,
Yeah.
you should go before you get hurt. as they all sort of regain their conscience to turn back to the water and prepare to fire.
Yeah.
Same moment. Inazaz, I'm assuming you're pulling Xavier away.
Yes.
Yep, this large group of Warforged is moving in. They were a few hundred feet out, and now they're less than 100 feet as they are moving at a steady pace towards the dock. It appears they are not as hampered in the water as you would assume metallic creatures should be. So
Neither am I.
you guys rushing to the south?
Yeah.
This would be
Right,
stealth
neither
checks from the both of you.
We'll give you advantage because there is the octopus aiding you.
Yes, so that will negate your disadvantages. And you have the plus 10 in Azaz.
Yes.
I'm gonna cross that off because I've used it.
Yes.
Oh, there's 6, 4.
33.
13.
So, Inazaz, you're pulling him along. You meld with the water. You are one with the fish, one with the ocean fungi, as you seemingly you weave between the docks, weaving under the ships, moving quickly and stealthily away from the area yourself. Xavier, who's being pulled along behind you as best he can, you are not as good underwater. You are clunking and stepping. You do the casual step in a crab pot that's under there that you didn't notice, but have to pull your foot back out. You're trying to move stealthily. It's very hard at the bottom of the water. And Terra,
60.
you're
I
making
see
one hell of a
that
commotion.
Can I see that they're struggling a little?
You wanted to make a distraction for the things going on the shore. Were you a part of said distraction, or were you also going to try to use this distraction to get out?
For the moment, I was focusing on the octopuses being a distraction, but keeping an eye on them in case they needed a further distraction. If they need a further distraction, I will add myself to the distraction.
What I'm saying is, if you're also attempting to get away, then yeah, you can make a perception to try and spot Xavier struggling. But if you're part of the distraction, you wouldn't be able to.
Like, this is at the moment of them, at the octopus. Like, you might still be able to aid them next time, but for now...
Tara
like,
knows how terrible Xavier is, so she would consider herself part of the distraction from the beginning. So... what's something bright and obnoxious?
Xavier.
Fairy fire. I
3D
will
lights.
crawl out of the water, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on myself and do a little dance.
Okay. Since you cast Fairy Fire on yourself, you willingly fail, you start to glow. You under the dock?
She's crawled up above.
Oh, okay.
So, octopus are causing commotion under the water, Terra is now causing commotion above
Yeah.
the water.
All the guards start pointing their crossbows at you now.
She just does like a little dance. Like she's just pulled off a big performance that was totally planned.
Okay. Alright then.
I don't think even within message range, god damn it.
I guess we'll, yeah. Cycle through again this mini group. Christine, what are you doing? Let's start with you.
Sure. You wanna go back to me? Okay, sure.
Yeah, we'll go back to you. Wonder.
The problem is I don't know how much I want to push it, because if I push it too far, it could blow up immediately. Can I make, just as a bonus action even, an insight check to see what the guards' attention... what are they gonna, like, slowly approach Terra, or are they gonna just bang bang shoot because of the other commotion earlier?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll insight.
Yes, please. I see you, Darian.
I'll do it because he's currently up.
Darian! Darian, no! My dice, man!
Insight. Plus
Man
X
of the dice!
for a 17.
That's
With
worse.
the 17, you can tell that a lot of them are surprised at the sudden, terror
Awesome.
on the dock, and they've all instinctively have pointed their crossbows at her, but they haven't fired. The ones closest haven't made an effort to do anything. They're probably waiting for a chain of command to happen, given the scenario. Yeah, at this current stage, some of them they could be trigger happy, but most of them seem to be waiting.
Waiting for command.
Yeah.
Does anyone? Which one looks like the one on the command?
The one who was you saw the one that was like messaged you like, oh, it's been done. He's probably the one in charge. The one who was reported to.
And where is the octopus on land?
I thought there was an octopus in the water.
I thought there was
on land.
One under. Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I think for the time being, I'm gonna.
I think my dog jumped the fence.
Oh.
Oh.
Alright then. Go get her.
Get rid of it. Hey, dude. I think for the time being, I'm going to try to, while making a large, like, sort of, not circle, but, like, closer to the buildings to try to get, like, closer-ish to Terra. Just in case.
So you're gonna try and stealth your way around towards her?
Yeah, I think even if I can use whatever, like, civilian-esque, like, look I might have to kind of get to where I need to go. But, like, in a panic still. Probably keep that panic going, because, like, I'm probably just acting afraid. But, like, unsure where to go.
If you're trying to move inwards towards the center, they will actively stop you from getting towards the commotion.
Yeah, you'd have to, like,
can I get
down or around if you wanted to get to Taro.
Down, so there's no side bit at all? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could try and find a way into this courtyard, but they're probably blocking that.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, you literally, probably the fast way off the top of your head, you have to go down the street, up the next street, and then all the way up to the side, potentially even around the next building set as well. Like, to get close to where she is.
Oh.
And from your position, as this is all going on as well, you notice that one of the people next to the guy who looks like he's in charge, he waves a thing to them, and they point one of these same tubes in the air and just point it up, do something, and then bring it back down to their side again.
Were there any other robots nearby?
Yeah, like in this group, it's not just people, it's mostly robots.
Yeah. Do the robots react when he does that?
No, everyone here is just like focused on the ones here. That signal is probably something calling out to other people in the city.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to run around the other way to wherever I can try to get close to Terra. I'm going to probably not dash this turn, but like try to like knock off into like a corner or something and quickly shift the altar of my appearance to be similar to Terra's, but more mature, more like of like maybe like a much older sister. And I'm going to try to find the easiest route to like rush back, and then as I get like close to the guards, I'm going to try like, yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, you take off away there.
Go off. Roll a stealth check to see if you can perform this magic without being seen.
I will tides this.
Alright, so it's advantage.
As you like leave the scene, you hear the commander go, "You lot try and deal with her. The rest, get rid of these things."
Sorry, I'm back.
I would.
So, not go over the fence, but somebody went into our backyard and then she went for them.
Well,
fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
okay. Yeah, you find a place an alleyway to quickly go ahead and make a new shimmer on yourself and continue along. As you see, as you get
still
to
using the same spell, thankfully.
As you get to this point, you see that like the guards have been stationed up around here, preventing people from going up that way.
Yep. I want to still like try to panically like move up towards them, and like almost like from here
if I can like catch a glimpse of Terra at all. I want to like have that like acted moment of recognition, like I've seen someone that I've been looking for, like wide eyes, almost like half horror, and I'm just gonna like almost pretending to like not notice the guard and run past, like just
As
rush
you
towards.
run up towards them, these are mainly warforged that are in this area. You do that,
Yeah.
try and run past, and you just get a metallic fit, like a metallic hand straight to your chest, as it puts its arm directly in your way, and is like, "Clear the path, citizen."
No, 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 no! My dearest little sister, she got caught underwater by
Comply.
whatever
Middle-
was happening.
Yeah, middle said is comply, and then there is a harsh twing of metallic, of a static as its hand bursts with this thunder, like this electricity for a moment, and this thing is like there is clearly no intention that it is going to let you pass.
Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing there. And upon that, immediately, if there is no other like humanoid guard around, it's just that like kind of like audible like tisk like of just oh well. And I'm just gonna try to move around to where another side.
Yep.
You stop to rep on the other side.
Yeah.
As you're running to continue the next route around the side,
What a boy.
Xavier, in
Yep.
Zaz, underwater, you both are moving along, trying to get away. Xavier, you can tell that you have been spotted by some of these figures underwater. Most of them are moving towards the two octopuses, but there are so many of them that some are heading your direction as well.
Okay. So we're trying to head to get back up on land, right?
Yeah, far enough away where, because my owl will be letting me know when it would be safe to get up on the shore.
Make a perception check as the owl.
With advantage.
Obviously advantage because it has keen sight.
Yes, but I will need owl stats.
It's on your sheet, isn't it?
Is it on my sheet?
I believe I put the
Owl,
reports
it
in there.
is.
May I make a perception check to see how fast these things are gaining on us?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Perception +3. A 16.
A 19.
Alright.
With the 16, you know the owl's giving information that a majority of the people are like staying back. You can probably say that like a squadron of maybe like 4 to 6 are moving along with you. There's probably not like a good area unless you like super hard and you can make movements in this area. But there is enough of a less amount of people that you might be able to like physically push past this small group and make your way deeper into the city to try and hide again.
But you basically back to step one of the whole problem of then being in the city, away from your allies.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be in the water.
I wouldn't be in the water.
And yeah, Xavier, you notice that like from below you can see that like only a small portion of people are following your group at the moment.
But while you're restricted to basically moving at half speed because of your armor and your inability, like you're being weighed down a lot, these things seem to move even better than Inazaz does.
Robots?
Yep.
The
You have a movement speed of 30?
Yeah. Yeah, my movement speed is 30 underwater.
Yeah, they almost seem to partially glide through the water as they move forward. It's a case of like, as they get closer to you, it's like less of them walking and more of them like pushing and like, yeah, almost gliding through the water as they move towards you all.
Okay. Alright. Because I feel like I'm a little bit more stealthy than he is. Using so many
Easily.
resources. Alright, so, can I gauge if I were to action dash, would I be moving faster than they are?
Yes, if they continue their pace, you're moving quicker than them.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna look at him underwater,
Mhm.
and I'm going to point to the glowing mushroom on my head and point in the direction of where the house is with the mushrooms around it, and I am going to gonna cast gaseous form on him. So
Okay.
he turns into a
How long does
cloud
that take to
mist.
cast?
That's an action.
An action. All right. Xavier, you see as a bunch of these mushrooms start like popping, or even on top of your metal and around your body, and then a large just like as they all like seed their spores, and you are in now a gaseous form.
Okay.
So that way you'll be a little bit more indecisive, and with that, I will swim further down, like roughly in the same direction, but at least him being like some mist on the water
Gas.
should
Yeah.
Yeah, you immediately get jolted to the surface of the water when this happens too.
he should be better off that way. Can't
Good
draw
play.
too much attention.
Okay.
You can go 10 feet as gas.
10 feet. So you're slower, but I feel
You're
like
gas.
your chance of
You can go up.
being caught is significantly lower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you're
you
a gas.
technically have a fly speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a gas, how do you choose to fly away? Flying towards land, or flying just straight up into the sky?
Fly towards the ocean.
Does there appear to be like a slow creeping fog or like some sort of steam coming up as the robots are being activated? The
No.
Warforged being activated? Okay. No?
There's
Alright,
just like the
uh,
thrashness of water as they are just moving.
It's almost like the tide which was moving out. There's like almost a counter tide moving in as they walk towards the coastline.
Oh.
I'm going to start moving up
Just straight up into the air.
lazily, like towards
Yeah.
along the surface of the water, towards where it will reach where it would reach the dock itself,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will gradually start climbing up the side of a building, going up into the air, and I'm going to take an aerial view of the city.
Alright.
Because this lasts for an hour.
Roll a perception check.
I'll roll perception.
And I guess the stealth.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get rid of the disadvantage from your stealth, but you roll stealth.
No plus 10.
No plus 10, no disadvantage there. So,
Potato, potato.
6.
Sick.
Alright.
You float. You float your way up. From an aerial point of view, it doesn't take long to see this, but you also hear the command of like, get rid of this beast, and you guys deal with her. As the twang of over probably more than 24 crossbows go off in very short succession, and the two giant octopuses are perforated with at least a dozen crossbow bolts each from the surface. There's no point roll. It's enough people shooting at them that both are very quickly dispatched of.
Yeah, another like instance of fire just burns them away from this area. As
And a few men are actively, like, a couple people near you, Terra. Some are still pointing their crossbows at you, but a few others put them down and start moving towards you. But one pulls a set of manacles out and is walking your way.
Does it look like I could potentially make like a break for it and bolt?
There are people, you've popped up on the dock basically in the middle of everything. You would have to get past at least a couple people to get clear of them all. Heading south would definitely be the harder route, as there's a lot more people that way. But heading north, yeah, there's people between you and the way out.
you could roll an acrobatics to try and maneuver your way
I will
without getting
attempt
captured.
I will attempt that.
Go ahead.
All right.
And if it does not work and it goes badly, I'll put my hands up and giggle.
Easy. 16. You. Alright, AJ, you want to make a roll for them to see how they do it grabbing her? As
What? Net
you
one. Net one.
you go to bolt for it. The second you shift from your silly dance to about to run, several of them like jump forward to try and grab you. But as they all jump forward to try and grab you, use the opportunity, you're very good at slipping out of grasps, of being sneaky and slidey and all sorts of not being captured. So at that moment, one of them, you duck under their arms past the manacles, and you manage to slip just past the two dudes above you who are stopping you out. They're immediately giving chase as they all turn once you slip past them all, but you're at least no longer surrounded.
My goal from here is just dash and bolt as fast as I can to try to just even briefly lose sight, to then change my form into just a basic genasi around the area and try to just kind of crouch in the corner.
Which way are you going? Are you heading further north
or east?
or east?
Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Well, when she comes back, we'll deal with that. Christine, as you keep moving up towards this area, as you continue to move north to try and find the alternate angle to get into the space, you actually see the end of this street you're getting to is also blocked.
Ugh.
Here.
Same robot kind of guards.
There is a guard here, and a group of Warforged with them. One of them has like a blue tinge to its armor. As you approach, the man puts his hand in and going, "With everything going on right now, this area is locked down. Return to your home immediately."
What's going on?
This isn't a request or a open forum. Leave.
Ugh.
From there,
You said this.
from there, you can even see that they're blocking this area here. You can see they're also blocking the other street to the north of you. I'll mark them.
Sure.
They're also blocking there, and yeah, Upway Ages also put a mark.
Jesus. Are those two blocks also with a humanoid?
You can't see that from here. You can at least see a few Warforged. The one close to you, the one furthest away is too far for details.
Perfect. And you said this particular, was it the Warforged that had the blue or the guard?
The Warforged has like a tinge of blue to its armor.
Does it look like it's arcane of the like, or just?
It's just like most of them are like a grey metal. This one's got a bit of it's like a bluish grey metal.
From a brief look over, does he look different and like seems to the robot itself, like maybe like hidden compartments or something?
Not at a glance. I'd say you don't know a whole lot about Warforged.
No.
You can probably tell this is made from a
guessing.
slightly different material.
Okay, cool. I wouldn't know anything about it more than that, probably. Oh. I actually have no clue on what to do anymore.
Alright, so you're gonna hesitate for a moment?
I'm gonna hesitate for it's like that kind of thing where it's like, again, half acting, half like unsure of what to do. It's like still running that panicked look, but of like just things are happening. I'm not sure what to do, but that I'm trying to use that like moment of hesitation as like a moment for me to actually just think of what to do, but acting it as hesitation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll
while
hesitate
we
for a
wait for Terra to come back,
Yeah.
we'll say, Xavier, you're floating up into the air. You float your way basically above the docks and start floating your way slowly into the sky above the rooftops.
Is there a direction you're heading as you're floating?
I'm going to try and pretend to be a cloud. I am just trying to get an aerial view of the city.
Okay.
And trying to find out where Mr. Inazaz was pointing to.
Okay. Roll another perception. Inazaz, are you gonna action dash just run now? Like, go in the water? Swim even?
Yeah, I believe so.
Swim, one
Your
would say.
goal is to basically outspeed these things underwater.
Can you roll?
Yeah, just get somewhere far enough away where I can come out.
Can you roll a athletics? Just to see, like, if you can push past your dash to give you even a little bit more momentum.
I can do.
Yeah. You move as fast as you physically can under this water. Your armor helps make this a lot smoother as the water seems to almost glide like for you as it does for these Warforged. Moving south, like the ones who are behind you that move to follow you, they continue along, but you start to leave them behind. But as you keep going down, there's still more outer water that are just coming in.
I just think, just as a visual thing, you start coiling yourself and spinning like a corkscrew, like a snake would if it was swimming. Just because of the
that's
armor.
cool.
and you being a lizard, as you sort of just
Lizard.
swim as fast as you can southwards.
Yeah, and I'll, when I get down to like this pier area, I'll try and just sneakily coil back up on
Yeah,
top.
go ahead, roll a self check. With your 17, Dimitri.
Yeah.
A lot of this rooftop is the same color. So it's really like hard to find something different. But you see a speck of familiar purple sort of spread around the area where Sylvie's head is.
Movies? Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, that's the mushrooms. So you can see, yeah, a very small speckle of this glowing familiar purple to the south.
Okay.
It's in the same, roughly the same direction that it is as pointed as well.
It is
I
as you
will.
leap up, you sort of just immediately dash into like this area, and you start just making erratic movements to just lose yourself from the guards as fast as you can.
It doesn't take long as you slip through, given your disguised self would still be active, I assume. It's not
Yeah, it's
concentration,
not
yeah.
concentration. It would have been
Yeah, you push your way into the crowd. People here are moving away as the guards basically are telling them, anyone who was at the coastline, to leave. You just meld in with the crowd, and you're able to slip past a group who is even heading up, as you notice that with whatever more recent alarm was sent, even more soldiers are starting to come towards this area from the south. But you're at 21, you slip away unseen.
You're just gonna head back to the abode?
yes. Head back to the abode.
Alright, we're gonna have less of an action just because Mim is not here, so I'm just gonna ask where are people gonna go in terms of Zaz, Xavier, and Kay.
Hi.
Yeah, where are you guys going? Are you trying to find a way around entirely, or are you at this point just going to go back, or?
I'll go first. Like, my main thought right now is I still kind of want to like have that confirmation that Terra has gotten away, like, as well. Especially like last time I seen her, like she was like just surrounded by guards. But like at this moment in time, I don't really have that confirmation that she's safe, so I'm trying to like figure out ways around just to like make sure she's gotten away, but I don't know where she's going or if she would have passed me yet.
So you're gonna.
Just depend.
Are you just gonna head more east then, or like where are you gonna position yourself?
I think my first thought would be to try to. I think my first thought after realizing that there's probably no way around about wasting more time is to like take those steps back and kind of keep more of a observing of like surrounding guards. Like if I notice that they're standing still after a period, then I assume she might have been captured in some way. But if they start erratically like moving to like maybe cut someone off, I might try to interject.
Alright, so you're
But I'll
hanging
give
around
it,
this
like-
area, basically,
Yeah,
to see...
I'll give it about 5 minutes at most.
Okay, so you're
Alright,
just gonna
well-
stay on the strip pretty much.
Yeah. I'll say the 5 minutes pass, and these guards who are here they stay where they are.
Yep.
Whether or not whether or not Terra pops out, that's when she gets back.
Yeah, that's what I'll wait for first.
Zaz,
that's alright.
where are you Zaz and Xavier, where are you guys going?
I go to inside where I go and float behind where Sylvie is inside the building.
Yeah, you go down the chimney as a gas, and Sylvie, you see a bunch of like purple gas is there. But I think she's not there either. So, fair enough. That can wait. Zaz.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh yeah, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I would just like to head back to base of operation.
Fair enough.
I will, as soon as my burb would have seen Christine head off, change form, all that. I don't.
Mhm. Yep.
I would like to have the bird follow her.
Cool. Yeah, the bird.
Just to keep me posted.
Yeah, the bird's kept a good eye on her, so it'll make its way sort of around here.
Cool.
As you sneak back, you knock on the door. Sylvie looks in, lets you in. You're in base of operations. As we'll quickly jump to Arkva.
At any point during this very slow walk,
Oh no, you're in the guard building for sure at
Yeah.
this point.
I just wanted to ask if they would have, noticed, or if I would be able to notice a bunch of them getting drawn off.
Yeah, you would have noticed that as you're sort of getting in there, you see there seems to be a lot more noise coming from the west. Yeah, as more men are moving their way there. As you've sort of been sitting in this room by yourself, and there's no windows or anything, just a door, still manacled. As you're hearing an argument outside, if you're sitting there for probably 10-15 minutes at this point, as
I
you
would just lean against the wall and try to listen in.
Yeah, as you hear from outside one group of people, it's just like, look, I understand, but his bounty's been on the thing for months now. This will be a great boon for us. And the other group's like, listen, that's understandable, but given the situation, I think we have the control over it, alright? If you want to ask your higher-ups what's going to happen, then you can.
You know what? I want to shout through the door. If you would ask me, I think you have the wrong one.
And sort of bang at the door again, just to not really do anything, just to bang at it because you're shouting.
I bang back.
A couple minutes later pass, and you hear, well, regardless of what's happening, the governor would like to meet him first. So, once the situation has died down, move him to the castle.
Ooh, now that sounds fun.
As we cut back to Terra, what have you been doing? Everyone else is sort of giving their things. You've got a bit of catching up to do. How are you going? Where are you going?
Tara's taking the quickest route she can back into the city
Mm-hmm.
to run through areas where she can lose sight to then just change into a male genasi
Yep.
and kind of stand to the side.
As you start running, you see down the end of here, there seems to be a lot of Warforged and guards in this area south of the thing that I'm pointing, probably about maybe 10 or so as a group. At the far end, there seems to be 2 that are not walking. Where exactly? Did you want to change your movement and go north now, or continue on? Where, show me where you want to run.
Maybe go something like up here, and then kind of try to nook into like a cranny or whatever if there's a brief loss of sight, and then just change my form.
Yeah, go ahead. As you start running your way up, you see that as you get close to the building, there seems to be a lot more presence of Warforged there. It makes it pretty difficult to sneak your way near here, so roll a stealth check. Though the DC is probably going to be pretty high.
Yeah, if I can tell I'm still spotted, I will continue just bolting to continue trying to find a spot to do my thing. I've rolled a 2, I've rolled a 3, now I've rolled a 4.
Next
Yeah.
is 5, baby.
A lot of the Warforged just immediately pin you. Yeah, sure, just continue running, show me where you're going.
So like they're blocking further north?
They haven't done it so yet.
Alright, I guess I will continue up north then, and try to see if I can do a quick switcheroo around this left corner.
Alright, you run up. As you get to the top of the street, looking to your right for a moment, you can see the end of that street is blocked, going further to the west, east, and there is it looks like they're basically cordoning off this whole area, street by street.
Yeah. So she's just pretty much looking for any way she could just duck into like a little alley or whatever, or even like into somebody's house to just change her form into a male genasi. Nothing like her normal like look.
Yep.
Yeah.
go ahead.
You made
Yeah,
so with an 8, you try to find somewhere stealthy. Like, you think you found a spot where you're out of sight. Like, you slip into an alleyway. You take the moment to change form, I assume.
Yep.
Yep. You shift your form, changing yourself completely to be this male genasi, and so far as you know, you're unseen.
I will kind of just stay in that spot, kind of stay crouched down, like I'm kind of afraid of all the crap that's going on. I've been traumatized by some hot pink octopus and all sorts, and Tara's just kind of gonna sit there and see if she can kind of just wait out this whole kerfuffle.
As you sort of begin to play the part, you hear a thud as one of those Warforged from the roof slam down. Their back, like their long back spider arms, just like collapse back into their regular arms as they move their way towards you.
As unfortunately the alleyway you picked, well, you thought was safe and hidden, you didn't know there was something on the rooftop moving around nearby.
Yeah, totally fair.
Yeah.
Comply.
Is there a way to potentially get to the roof from where I am now? Like, can I?
You can attempt to climb. Like, there's probably a drain pipe you could grab hold of and climb up. But this thing just dropped down from the roof. You can assume it could follow you back up there pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to make a break up to the roof. To then, if I can get a chance to conjure animals again and summon myself like a large owl and just fly up.
Alright, make an athletics check to just see if you can climb faster than this thing can.
Let's go, athletics.
Yeah.
I think I at least have a flat athletics. Am I gonna roll a 5? Oh, we skipped a number at 6.
You climb. It's not easy. It's taking you a bit of time to climb your way to the roof. Like, you're having to scramble up along the sides, and you can clearly see this thing is very much keeping pace with you as its legs just like stick into the wall, and it's like basically climbs up while still looking directly at you.
That's mean.
Both its main hands being completely free at this point, as one of them shifts and breaks open into what looks like a crossbow of some form, and the other one shifts into a bladed weapon. Make a perception check too.
I can do that.
It's got murderous eyes.
Nat 20.
Only this,
Um,
20.
As you get close to the rooftop, as this thing's moving up, you can assume it has somehow alerted people around you before it even drops down, as you can see that the end of the street that you've just passed is already now being blocked by a group, and the path leading back to the water is also being blocked by another group that's moved up from the docks, probably. And with a 20 as well, as you finally crest the roof and pull yourself to the top, you see on a couple rooftops nearby more of these spider creatures seemingly waiting.
Yeah. Do I have like enough kind of room break to do the conjure animals?
You could try, but you can tell there are multiple creatures here, all of whom seem to have a ranged weapon available that would be able to respond to it immediately.
Even if it's just like a matter of I just fly over the water, and so I will drop into the water. I will do what I can to get out of this
Yeah.
area.
Okay. As you summon the giant owl into the air, you can summon more of them if you wish.
Yeah, no, I'll summon
Distractions.
as many as I can. So I'll sort of create a kerfuffle to make it a little bit harder to know which one I'm on.
Yep. As you get on there, all of them start firing all the Warforged that are present with their.
With these wrist built-in crossbows of some kind.
Just gonna have a look at their
A couple guys from the ground, the people on the ground who are actively waiting, also start firing up towards them.
Yeah. It's quick, but they start with the sheer number.
Yeah.
You don't really make it super far. You can land into the water. As like this one owl drags you as far as it can before it gets pelted into dust again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you barely make it past the end. As you fall, everyone here watches as you hit the water, and as soon as you hit the water, you can see not far away from you all these glowing eyes looking up from underneath the water.
Yep. I wanna dive under the water a bit, sort of try to evade myself from topside view, and start swimming north. And if I can, if I get a moment to use up my last 3rd level spell slot for another conjure animals on like a dolphin or some crap like that can swim me kind of fast.
Alright, give me 1 second. I don't know if I have this bookmarked anymore because it might be on my laptop.
Figure out like 20 of them have like really good swimming speeds.
Dolphins have a 60-foot.
I don't remember.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's double.
Dash for 120.
Yeah, that's a double. What's it called? Double Inzaz.
Correct, and is that as the dolphin's better than you?
Oh.
No shit.
When is a lizard? So what is what is a guy? Let me just have a look.
I'm gonna check something quickly.
No, you don't have to kill them right now. You can actually hold off. In fact, they all just dropped the crossbows. It's weird.
They all love dolphins and they don't want to hurt the dolphins, clearly, right?
Yeah, because they're intelligent creatures and we don't want to hurt them.
Exactly.
But they're also
Humans and
fucked
stuff,
up.
now we're dumb, but the dolphins, you can't hurt the dolphins.
The dolphins are pretty
Yeah.
fucked there.
They are, but we don't.
They
we
are,
let that happen.
true.
It might be
We allow
safer
that.
for them to kill the dolphins.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Alright, those ones in the water, as you drop in and they move towards you, as you start to swim away, being a lot closer than they were before these things have moved in, almost all the ones near you basically raise one of their arms, which opens up, and an absolute tirade of these little spears are fired out of them in your direction. Each has a little each of these spears has a what the hell's the word I'm looking for here? Yeah, the other side. It has a tether attached to them, which is still connected to this thing's arm.
Yeah.
As you were just, what's your armor class?
My armor is 17.
Okay. Even with a 17, there are so many of these things, it would be impossible to dodge them all. As they are basically attempting to pierce you with these harpoons and then grapple you and pull you down towards them.
Yeah,
Oh my lord.
that's totally fair. Owies. Can I... Do I have anything I can do with that? Are they like chains? Are
Yeah,
they
given
like chains or rope or wire?
it'd be some form of wire, honestly, because rope would corrode and fray, and chains would be too heavy, so it's probably a kind of wire, probably a metallic wire, but still, it's a thinner, but a thinner, light material, but still made of metal.
Still pretty durable.
Really, really dumb idea.
Mm-hmm.
But would you say I could try to sort of scoop up as much of the wires as I can in my hand and use heat metal to break and melt them?
Yeah, just make a spell casting check.
Oh, okay. Oh god, excuse me. I'll just use my
They've never harpooned a druid before.
You are underwater,
yeah.
but these are relatively thin metallic
use the one
wires. 17. So you grab a few of these ones that are pierced into you. I'm not bothering to roll damage because it would be. I don't think it's really necessary at this point. You grab as many as you can, and you use heat metal. You snap a few of the wires to the point where you probably are no longer being pulled down. A couple of them are still attached to you in different places, but you know that if you aren't out of the water very soon, it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
At this point, you can tell on the surface, you can see people gathering already. They knew exactly where you dropped in, and underwater is probably even worse. There's like from the frying pan into the fire would be the analogy here.
Harry is dumb, but I think she's not that dumb that she would not see that she is truly beaten here. So if she can, she'll try to push to the surface and just kind of hands up in the air and say, "You got me!"
Yeah,
Fun game.
Before they're able to load and refire at you, you're able to breach back up to the surface. As long as with you complying, you were grabbed and pulled out of the water. Several of these tethers are then removed from you, not comfortably.
Unlike the sort of niceties that Akfa had, these Warforged come and like rip your backpack off you. One of them like unceremoniously just manacles you.
All of whatever gear you have aside from your clothes is removed.
Including my spellcasting focus?
Yep, they've seen you. At this point, I think they can guess that you are definitely a caster.
Nah, never.
So they remove everything except your clothing, and you are taken under pretty heavy guard as they start marching you north towards the wall.
Yeah. Question. Wild Shape / Wildfire Spirit, does that require a spellcasting focus?
I don't believe so.
It is your
It's
like,
not a spell.
inner thing.
Yep, thought so.
I
have
would take
future plans.
As this has probably happened over the 5 minutes that you were set to wait for her, Christine. What are you doing as it passes? Like, you haven't seen her get captured. That's probably a bit more into the future, but the 5 minutes have definitely passed.
I think at this point, seeing that I'm not noticing like much commotion on my side, I'm probably thinking that it has gotten to the worst. Like maybe she's being led around somewhere. I'm just gonna probably head back for now. I think I'm already running on the very end of my alter self, and I don't want to risk recharging it and getting caught in the open.
Yeah, so you just start heading back the way you came, heading towards the abandoned shop that you're all in.
Yeah, and
you start making your way down, not rushing, I assume, to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah, I'm basically going to try to be as like normal civilian as possible.
Yeah. You walk down, you pass by one of these major thoroughfare crosses where a lot of people are generally moving around, which the streets are not empty, but they are definitely a lot less full in this area, as it seems that people have been ushered indoors and off the roads as much as possible. They're not like, forcing everyone inside, but they're, they've said to you multiple times, return home, and a lot of people listen. At the same time, in the distance, you hear a ringing of a bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, it's dinner time.
And you just hear one voice from further down, probably one of these open park areas where people gather, just shouting out, "New information from Castle Cenarius. Known fugitives have entered the city. Please refer to bulletin boards to find their descriptions and possible known associates. Any information regarding their whereabouts will be rewarded by both the country of Cenarius and the Cenarian Restoration Movement. 2 individuals have been captured and will await questioning. Remember, freedom for Cenarius."
2. Oh no.
As you do so, we pan back to you entering the room with everyone else. That's where we'll call session for the day. Did you guys like our city puzzle?
See, your mistake.
I didn't
was
even
not
participate
complying.
in half of this.
So much fun.
I wasn't the cause nor the help. I couldn't be any of it.
That's alright. I feel like meeting the governor will be the best outcome
We
here.
could have avoided literally all of this. The Savio just stayed in the carriage.
I mean, that entire part could have probably been avoided if you all just left Xavier to being captured.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't trust Xavier being the one to be captured. I can see him saying something dumb and just making things so much worse.
Yeah, funnily
You
enough,
see,
I
I've
actually,
seen him do
problem
that
with-
kind of stuff before, so I'd rather get
He
him
did,
out.
he did it to the dwarves. I'm just saying.
I actually
The
think I'd have a
problem
better
with
chance
me
getting
being
out with the
captured is I get killed on sight. There is no
pretty
That's-
capture.
That's another thing. It's like you're a big bad boy. I'm not. I'm just a weird lady.
There's just no way I could have gotten
You were way
close.
much
Like,
more of a danger to be captured than me.
You're also smarter and would actually listen to a plan somewhat.
I also
I'm
have
just like,
potential
yeah.
ways to get out because I have my wildfire spirit still. So
Yeah.
I'm just sad because there's not much I really could have done.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I'm
the
not
scenario-
prepared for this.
Like,
Mhm.
even writing this week, me and Darren are like, what do we write? Like, we have to fucking see what they do. we can't do anything.
It's a case of going into this, you're all very well aware, you are outgunned in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to surrender.
Oh, fuck, I was hoping for at least one.
But, yeah, so we're ending it with 2 people captured. We'll see what happens with them next session. And the rest of you huddled in an abandoned shop near the waterfront.
You do not want to know where I hid my pouch.
What are our friends doing? Stream-wise, how you guys going with that? I'm trying to remember my own thing.
I missed out on my Friday
Okay.
stream because I almost had a migraine.
Bug.
But may potentially do a stream tomorrow of Back for Blood.
I think I played that once.
Never played it, but it's on special for $8.99 at the moment, so
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
fuck.
8% off.
That's Australian as well.
That's the LF2.
Yeah.
That's the LF2 clan, right? Back
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Sequel,
was like so
technically.
supposed like a successor to Left 4 Dead 2, but trash because it's not as good, which is understandable. But people say if you don't consider it like a Left 4 Dead clone or whatever, and let it stand as its own game, it's not too bad. So,
Fair
and
Well,
when
the
it's like
problem with it-
$8.99, it's like why not?
Yeah,
Well, the
that's
problem with it is, like, even as a clone, it's like... Left 4 Dead 2 is what it is because of a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah. That's at twitch.tv/Sarah. Dimmy, Sam, anything interesting your ways?
I've been unwell. Nothing super planned right now.
I've been a bit busy playing Elden Ring, so I forgot to stream Friday as well. Hopefully I'll stream again next week.
Yeah, fair enough. As for me, you can find my links there for the Discord and for the YouTube. If you're on the Discord, please vote. I think there's only a couple hours left. I thought it was supposed to be like tomorrow, but I guess I did it right at like the turn of the time. What I'm going to play on Monster Wednesdays. Currently on the list is Pokemon Kaiser Ironmon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, Digimon Redigitized Decode, and Next Order. I finished the Nuzlocke, so that's going to be the new Wednesday game. So far, Mystery Dungeon is winning, and I don't mind. I haven't played Sky, and the last time I played Time or Darkness was like when I was 12 or something, so it's going to be a fun time playing that game again.
The 3 elements,
You
sky,
guys are all
time,
voting the wrong
darkness.
one.
If you vote Kaiser Ironmon, I might give that.
That's 100% what I voted
I did
for.
vote. I
And then I
voted
saw
for it, but I was about
everyone
the other
vote
team.
for the Explorers of Sky. I'm like, no, the
You know
yeah,
what?
there we
You're
go.
right. I'm gonna
There we
change
go.
my vote.
Oh, no.
Influence the vote. Oh man, I should have gone into
It's
politics.
a shame that 80% of the voters are right here.
Kaiser Ironmon is... I'm going to play that and be like, oh man, this is not for me, and then jump to Mystery Dungeon. Ironmon
I
is...
voted
just
for Mystery
say
Dungeon
fuck.
because I like Mystery Dungeon.
But besides the fact, Tuesday I'm playing Octopath Traveler. I'm up to chapter 3 of things. I need to do some grinding tomorrow, I guess, or Monday. Thursday is maybe, depending on Kay, the return of Kingdom Hearts. We took a week off.
This one is a definite no because my flights are late.
No Kingdom Hearts. Rip Kingdom Hearts. That's for the best.
So I fly back Thursday, and I check out my hotel pretty early. So no.
And Friday is the maybe probable end of DMC 1. I love that game. It's fun and stupid. Dante is a good boy. After which I'll probably play Dishonored 2, and that'll be that game. And that'll be like the list I had way before. Probably back to Yakuza after Dishonored. And next Saturday is also a maybe, but a probable yes.
That one should be.
A probable yes on Guardians Rebirth. Well, back to that. They have downtime. That's not like this right now. That's the opposite of this. They get to plan their stuff out, have some fun. There's just a demon general coming their way, hopefully, maybe. Who knows?
We can worry about him later.
They get time to relax. But
it's holiday time.
It's holiday time. But you can see the results of this in 2 weeks' time with more Echoes of the Forgotten, session 67. And with that, I think we all bid you adieu.
All hail the cube.
All hail the cube.
Hail the cube.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.